joined by Mr. Nathan Prescott, the Loon King himself. Hello, Nathan.
Hello.
Perfect. How are you? Excited about Gitz?
Always excited about Gitz, mate. How are you doing?
Very, very excited about Gitz. As I said in the pre-show, being the worst performing army in all of Age of Sigmar for at least 2 to 3 years, Warriors of Chaos were worse at one point. I'm excited for Gitz to get a moderate level up in power. I'm hoping 45%, 50% win rate. I don't want to go too high. Yeah, I'd like it to be a fair and balanced book, and I'm assuming, based on the reactions from the internet, it's going to be fine. What are your feelings off the bat? How were they before?
They were great before.
Oh my God, did you actually?
Nathan, how was the Gitz army before?
Perfect.
Yeah? Power level,
Yeah.
Give me a power level rating in the ranking system, S to D. Where would you have put the Gitz book previously in power rating?
S to D.
Yeah.
What does D mean?
Well, it's two names. It's like either Esther or D,
Okay,
D-E-E, or E-S-T-H-E-R.
Okay,
You've got to choose which name.
Okay,
now.
no,
D is like big dick.
No, we don't have time for this.
S
No, we have no time for this. 1 to 10, yeah, with 10 being the best and 1 being medium. How do you rate their competitiveness previously?
Oh yeah, 13.
Okay, Dan, do you have any more analysis on how Gitz may have performed
where they
before
were,
this update?
I would say, where they were, I would say they were around a 4.5 to 5.
Okay, yes, they had improved significantly because of the 4+ rally that they got and everything getting cheaper. But traditionally, Gitz have been the worst performing at tournaments army for several years. Okay, so now we get an opportunity to review the Battletome. So we have the PDF, which I think is available online from all reputable sources. Okay, and we're going to talk about what's in the book. So here's our first look. Dan's looked at this thoroughly. Nathan has absorbed this with the rest of the Gitz community, and then I've looked at it little, having run an event this weekend.
And I just want to say, just to put it out there, because I saw you all in the chat putting in their shit. Like, I had a dalliance with elves for like a month, and you people won't let me forget it. So I'm saying that when I read this book, it was because I enjoy killing Gitz and wanted to find the most efficient ways for my dwarves to do that, not because I am thinking about playing Gitz or squigs or trogs or anything like that. Okay, I just want to be real clear about that. This isn't another elf mistake situation.
So I want everyone to know that before we get into this review, having not known what the results of this is going to be, I 3D printed, no oracles for me, I 3D printed an entire troll army. So I'm hoping...
Which varieties did you print?
Both, because 3D printing is cheap.
Good call.
Nice. I think I have 18 of both. How am I doing?
Yeah. I reckon you could probably make a list with 18, probably about 21. And then have you got any Dankholds?
Yeah, baby.
You need the big ones.
I've got 2.
Yeah, you want at least one of them, I reckon, yeah.
Perfect. All right, okay. Well, we'll get back to it. All right, let's start with the allegiance abilities. So previously, I'm going to talk about what it did previously as I understand it, Nathan, and then you tell me what it does now. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, so previously the Bad Moon, which is one of the allegiance abilities you got, it's like a shiny light that would travel across the board. However, it was
a moon.
Like a moon. Thank you. Some people might not know the moon travels. Some people think the Earth is flat. So I was trying to catch everyone.
Also, I mean, like the moon definitely shines a lot of light. You know, it's odd that it's only such a small amount of the board.
What's odd about we do not have time to be talking about moons. But...
Let's go, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh
no. Anyway. So previously it would upset people. Now, what does it do, Nathan? Previously you had to roll like a dice, and on a 6 it double moved. On a 1 it stayed. Sometimes it never turned up. Sometimes it would double shoot off the board. It's become more consistent now, right?
Well, yeah. So it starts on the board. So you have it first turn. You have your allegiance ability, which is a big change for the moon. And then on a 1 to 3, it stays where it is, and on a 4 up, it moves, but it can only move 1 position. So if you roll a 4 up, it moves to the center. If you roll another 4 up, the following round, it'll move into the diagonally opposite corner. So you'll have had it on the board for 3 turns, and then there is a chance if you roll a 4 up again the 4th turn that it buggers off. So
Okay.
there is a chance that you could only have it for 3 turns, but there's some caveats to that, because you're more than likely going to have Scragrot the Loon King in your army, because he is so cheap for all the shit that he does.
Through the roof.
So
Scragrot's good value.
So good. So if you see a Gits list without Scragrot, that'd be very surprising. And he can just stop it for a turn. So as soon as it hits the center of the board, he'll hold it there for a turn. Or if you really need it to move, then he can decide what you roll, basically. So he can either move it a square or stop it.
Okay, follow-up question. If there are 2 Gits players playing against each other, are there 2 moons?
No.
There's one moon.
There's only ever one moon, yeah.
And you roll to control the moon.
Yes.
When do you roll to control the moon?
Which of you are the better? So it'll be before the turn starts.
Wow.
Before the round starts, yeah.
Yikes.
So, you're supposed to do it before you roll for priority, so that
you both get the effects, but one player gets to choose where it starts.
Yeah.
The
moon.
If we both have Scragrot, can my Scragrot stop it and then your Scragrot stop it?
That's right, yeah.
Double Scragrot!
As long as that Scragrot wins the roll-off. Yeah, because that player would need to be able to control the moon to be able to do that. So he'd have to win the roll-off, or they would have to win that roll-off. There are also talking about the moon, there are also other sources of moonlight. So Scragrot, another reason why he's so good, is he carries a weapon called a moon on a stick, which is now a moon on a stick. Basically, he's got a 12-inch aura.
Sorry, Nathan, what was it before?
It was a sniper rifle looking like a moon on a stick.
Okay, but now it's an actual moon on a stick.
It was a sniper rifle full of slow-acting venom, because it shot you and it didn't actually kill you, but then it slowly got you over the time.
Hold on. I need to just text my girlfriend telling her this is going to be 8 hours long. So just 1 minute. You carry on.
You'll never see me again. We've had a good run.
By the way,
thank you for the way you made me feel, the things you taught me about myself. Bye.
Okay, wait.
And then
carry on. What other sources of moonlight are there?
And then there's the Loon Shrine. So 12-inch bubble around that. Well, from the Loon Shrine, 12 inches, you're in the light of the moon. And then also one of the Ender spells, the Malevolent Moon, also has a 12-inch bubble of moonlight. So lots of other sources of moonlight. What the moon does has been reduced slightly. So
we can go through that now if you want.
Yeah, may as well quickly go through it. So you've lost the magic stuff. So +1 to cast, -1 to for your wizards, and -1 to the enemy wizards.
Yes.
So that's gone.
I hated that.
Yeah, that was pretty good buff and debuff. And then you've also lost Fangs of the Moon, where you could do D3 mortal wounds to units that were enemy units that were being shone by the moon.
Perfect.
Shining, whatever, had moonlight. But you've got +1 to save for Trogs now.
Called Moonlit Hide. So did their save characteristic change?
And yes, they did. So the basic infantry Trogs are now a 4-up base save. So now they're pretty much a 3-up save most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy sugar balls!
They are so durable now. Yeah. Like the Rock Guts have kept their 5-up ward save as well. So 3-up, 5-up.
On the Rock Guts?
Yeah, one of the toughest things out there now. So
that's hot. That is hot. That's taken them from absolute potatoes. No offense to Dom or any of the other Trog players. Yeah, to
Rock Guts are always great.
They know.
31% win rate, buddy. Yeah, what were they great into? Yeah, other Trogs?
Smashing things. Yeah, that's real good.
Their 30% wins were against mirror matches.
Right. Okay. Go on.
And then, so it's +1 to hit. Spiders, mortal wounds, same as before.
Wait, no,
mortal
hold on.
wounds
So
are-
this is the effect. So if I have trogs and they're under the light of the moon, I get +1 save, and they've got a better save now, which is great. Okay, good. Spiders. So if I'm a Spiderfang unit, and I'm under the moon,
So you normally just do mortal wounds on 6s, unmodified 6s, but now it's unmodified 5s and 6s under the moon, which is what it was before. So
So no real love for spiders.
No, but you've got more consistent moonlight now, so you've got more chances of doing those mortal wounds.
That's just a great conversation to overhear in the pub, right? Like two blokes who's like, yeah, the moonlight's got a lot more consistent. It's like, that's really, really good because my spiders will benefit loads from that. And you'll be like, what?
And have we discussed the thickness of skin density? Oh yeah, of course, the thickness of skin density as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, and also,
I mean, in Australia, that's just you talking about your backyard. But I imagine in England, that's a horrifying prospect, being like fucking spiders.
Yeah, spiders. Right. Okay. And then, so what happens if I am a squig?
So if you're a squig and the moon is shining on you, you can charge even if you've run. So brilliant. They're just loads. Again, just faster. It's what it was before, but now they're faster. And then your favorite one, which you preempted earlier, if you're a Moon Clan unit, which includes all the squigs, by the way.
Wait, so what do you get if you're a squig affected by the light? They attempt to charge even if they ran in the same turn. So run and charge.
Run and charge, yes. Wow. As long as you doing the charge whilst the moon is shining.
Well, that's kind of okay. They needed that because traditionally they've been quite slow or a bit like inconsistent. So thankfully, maybe they won't go too fast now. Like I don't know, 4 or 5 inches.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You saw the squig herd that I used against you. It was a 14-inch threat range before it charges. So and
has it got any faster though? Has it?
Yes, it has.
Oh my god.
That has, yeah. I mean, it's not the squig herd actually is less consistent at doing that, but it is still, but it's potentially faster.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So potentially 20-inch.
All right. Okay. So
wait,
so
no,
but it hasn't got any.
I lied. 40.
40?
No.
Oh yeah.
No. 37. Potentially 37 inches.
It's not a little bit faster, Nathan. That's very fast.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little bit faster.
What are you doing? I'm completely pinning my opponent with squigs turn 1.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Fine. Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. So at least the 4+ rally's gone away. We're like Beta Chaos.
No. Wait, Moon Clan. So Moon Clan, which includes squigs, 4+ rally.
Oh my god.
So it's all the grots and all the squigs, basically.
Okay. Wait, all the grots and all the squigs.
Yeah,
get a 4+ rally.
Yeah, anything with keyword Moon Clan. So even things like the Gobapalooza, which is a unit now.
Wait, you can
Sneaky
rally the
Snufflers,
Gobapalooza.
Right? Yeah, Snufflers, Spore Splatters. If they've, I think they've got the Moon Clan keyword. So yeah.
So this is only if the moon's on them, and then that sometimes won't be there. So this is kind of a powerful ability.
Well, no, we've just said the consistency of the moon is so much more lacquer. So there you go.
All right, okay. Well, at least they can only do rally on a unit a turn, so that's fine.
Well, do you want to talk about the little rally trick then?
Wait, we're talking about heroic actions, right?
Yeah, so there's a heroic action
called Beckon the Lunatic Hordes.
Yes.
Great. Which is, I assume that's just what it's like if you're in a pub in England, right? Like you're just yelling at a bunch of, like if there's a football match or something, just your lunatic hordes rushing around yelling something about Arsenal or something. I don't understand what your sporting teams are.
There's such a great opportunity for like puns in this book. Like the lunatic horde is okay. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so what does it do, Nate? What is it, like an extra CP?
So yeah, it is like it's like extra 3 CP because heroic action don't have to do a command ability. Like you don't have to spend a command point, but you just do 3 rallies from the hero.
Wait, no, stop. Hold on. Wait, stop. It's a heroic action, so therefore doesn't cost a CP.
Yep.
and can be done in each hero phase, my phase and my opponent's phase.
Yeah.
And I can rally 3 times.
Yep.
On a 4+.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Thankfully, it's pretty. Dan, just going into this review, and everyone at home, I just need you to know this. Me and Nathan have been playing Warhammer for a long time. The past couple of years, it's been a real nice time for me because I've been playing armies around the 60% win rate mark, and Nathan's been playing Gits at the 30% win rate mark. And I've had some tough matchups with a plus 30% win rate army. Yeah? I'm unconfident right now. I want you to know. I'm So, luckily...
Yeah,
okay. All right, the chat have saved me. Grots are now expensive. That's fine.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, I mean,
like 200 points?
500 points.
500 points per grot. No, they're basically, I think that's there mainly to counteract the fact that the Loon Shrine, you've lost the bubble of immune to battle shock. So you no longer have the immune to battle shock bubble that you used to have.
Sorry, so that you can still bring back half-sized units as well.
Yes, you can still do
So you
that.
can rally 3 units on a 4-up and return destroyed units to the game.
Sorry, I have a question. Are you allowed to use Inspiring Presence?
Yeah.
Well, then they haven't lost it. What am I?
You can only use it on 1 unit. So if people are hitting multiple units, then you'll be taking battle shock tests.
There's no other way in the army to get immune to battle shock other than the 1 CP command ability.
Just the Inspiring Presence, yeah.
Fucking horror gas straight in the list. Fuck you, Nath. I'm going to take, even though this is illegal, I'll literally take KO with no wizards and still have horror gas for some reason. Can't do that.
No, you can put it in the bottle. Put the horror gas in the bottle and then throw the bottle at them.
Thank you to Kino for resubscribing and Calicare. Okay, Pete, you can return 2 units a turn with a rerollable 4+. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's carry on. So I can rally in every single hero phase.
Yes.
How much?
No, Rob. No. You can rally 3 times in every single
on
hero
a 4+.
phase.
What crack are they on? It doesn't matter. Okay, fine. What?
the good stuff. It's just green.
Hold on, I've got a button to press. You won't.
We're sorry, we didn't get it right this time.
Anyway, okay, all right, I'm fine. This is fine. Okay, that kind of makes sense because, like Nathan says, if I attack 2 units, then you're gonna obviously take, you're gonna take damage on 1, and they're gonna start running away, right? So that's a legit thing. Okay, great. Okay, good. And they don't have a good save, right? Because they've just got a 6-up save and then +1 for their shields.
Yeah, other than the old. Trogs that we were just talking about, they've got improved saves. The stabbers have got improved saves as well, actually. So they're base 5-up save now.
Okay. Why? Okay, good. All right, so that seems good. But 3 units and 60 grots, I don't even know how much 60 grots. I don't even know how much 60 grots cost.
They're 125 for 20. So.
Pardon me.
125 for 20, so 250.
So 375 for 60 wounds on a 4-up rally 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
My God.
My God.
Mother of God.
Seeing as you brought up the stabbers, so you brought up the grots. Also, they can control objectives from 9 inches away while there's more than 20 in the unit.
What? Let's get to that. Let's get to that when we get to the unit. Let's get to that. I don't want to hear any more shit out of you right now. Wait, they control objectives when they're 9 inches away from an objective?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's more than 20 in the unit, so yeah.
So I've got 60 dudes.
Yes.
And they get within 9 inches.
They capture.
No wonder James isn't here. He's livid. He's out there trying to work out how to package 9-inch objective rings for Gits players.
Honestly, we joke about a lot of the other stuff. I'm actually kind of don't mind it. That's the one thing in this entire book that I really despise because I don't like when you create rules that fundamentally ignore the rules of the game.
Wait, Now,
Like,
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, you're absolutely right. Like, like that's also a nightmare for. But Nathan, the chat telling me I can have a 5-up ward on grots.
Yeah.
On 60 grots that are 375 points.
Yeah. So the sneaky snuffler rule
Oh
has changed as well. So it used to
Are
be
they allowed
plus
to
1
move?
attack. No.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
But well, the sneaky snufflers aren't allowed to move. But yeah, so the they don't give plus 1 attack now. They give a 5-up ward, unless you roll a 6-up, which could be a 5-up if the moon is shining on them, and then they'll give the plus 1 attack as well.
Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Exciting so far. Okay. So far exciting. Nathan, just quick one. How many grots, Moonclan grots, just have you got painted up? Just so I don't have to face 180. How many?
I've got more than 180. Got 180.
I've got way more than 180. You fucking idiot. All right. So what's the? Okay, so that's a heroic action. So I need the moon to be up. I'm gonna take some sort of army that does clouds or something. I don't know what anyway. Right. Okay. So what's the next heroic action?
So if we're talking about heroic actions, the Trog boss has got one called Wade In Smash. So if he's in combat with a unit, he can then make a 6-inch move as long as he ends in combat with a unit, and then all units within 1 inch take D3 mortal wounds on a 2-up.
That's rad.
That's enemy units. So,
and that's a Dankhold Trog boss. Is he any good now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so he's great. So he's obviously got the +1 to save on him, but also he heals. So the Trogs all, their regeneration just happens automatically now. You don't have to roll for it, and he automatically heals D6 mortal wounds every hero phase. So not just yours, but your opponent's as well.
I think there's a lot of tactical play in this as well. Like, yes, he does have to be within 3 inches to perform it. However, being able to move 6 with a base that big, and you've just got to finish within 3, but it doesn't say you can't. You have to finish that move within 3 of the original unit.
Yeah.
You can make a 6-inch move. It's not a pile in, so you don't
have to be closer. Yeah.
It doesn't have. So you can move. You could still be in combat. Move 6 to lock up. You could do it in your opponent's phase to lock up their units and stop them from advancing and getting any board control or board presence. I think it's people are gonna initially they're like, it's only D3 wounds, blah blah blah, damage. Nah, this is gonna come out of nowhere and lock up a lot of people's movement phases.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is hot.
And as it's a heroic action, pretty sure you can do it in your opponent's hero phase.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's a heroic action. Yeah,
So,
you can.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love a fucking big lad wading through. He's like, oh, here I come. Yeah, smash, 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 smash. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yes, this is great. Everyone needs to get like a foam mallet that they use and they just bop their opponent on the head with. Like,
Wade and smash. Wade and smash.
All right, so those are heroic actions. You've got unique to the army. So Moonclan Hero, when he's under the moon, can do a fort rally 3 times. And then you got the bop on the head. Okay, bop, 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 bop. All right, that's pretty cool. Those are one of them is obviously very, very strong, but I think the other one is also very strong because that's a lot. And also, you can move out of where your opponent thinks you're going to be. 6 inches is a long way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Great.
Wow. Okay.
Also, it's not a retreat, so you could potentially use it to, if your opponent's got other stuff around it, to get out of the way of things you can't retreat from, or if you weren't able to retreat, or like, say, for instance, an incarnate.
Yeah, as long as they've got something else close enough nearby that you can go and tag onto.
Also means you could move into a unit of like a unit of sentinels like that would have overwatched you, but you could charge a unit next to it and then run around.
And you don't have to be within a half inch as well. It's within you have to be within 3.
Yeah.
So you can. It's effectively a 9-inch pull. you move 6, and then you've got a 3-inch pull on the other side.
Okay, this is hot. Okay, this is hot.
I actually love that for I think the rally thing is frustratingly bullshit, but that is a really nice bit of like themey tech for them competitively.
I'm so torn right now because like number one, oh no, but then also number two, well, a couple of big lads just wading through, a couple of big lads. Like I mean,
Well,
the giveth and taketh away. Sorry, Nathan, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you've just printed all them chogs. They are beautiful at the moment. It's a real good army to play. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Right. So the next up are the monstrous rampages. So these happen at the beginning of each combat. So a monstrous like rampage happens at the beginning of each combat. So each player's turn. If you're in combat with a monster, and there are 2, one of them is ensnaring web. Only an Ragnarok unit can carry this monster rampage. You pick one enemy hero within 3 inches of this Ragnarok unit that is not a monster, and roll the dice. If it's equal to the hero's wounds characteristic, that hero cannot fight the following combat phase. Games Workshop, still pretty anti-Spider, Nathan?
Well, with that rule in particular, I think that might be the worst rule in the book, to be fair.
If it was 2d6, maybe. But tell me how many heroes have less than 5 wounds, have 4 or fewer wounds.
There's a few with 4, but not very many.
At the moment, and most of them are probably gits. Like at the moment, this only works into the mirror match.
Just FYI, in case anyone's wondering, a madcap is 4 wounds. So if you use it on an event, only counts as 1 on an objective. Important note to point out.
And can I also point out something there that they've specified that I think is absolutely fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
So you pick a hero within 3 inches of the Ragnarok that is not a monster and roll a dice. And you need to equal or exceed the wound's hero characteristic for it to work, right?
Well, just in case
find me a monster.
5-wound monster.
Find me a monster with 6 or less wounds. So well done.
Yeah,
so well done.
Love that. Okay, so we can probably skip that as something to think about.
That one will probably never see play. The other one, however, this one is fire. It's called Giant Bong.
It's called Giant Boing! It's called Giant Boing! It's not a huffed up Mangler squig.
You bet it is. He just gets like that whole mask. It's like one of those freaking like fighter pilot oxygen masks.
It's not giant. It's not the fucking Bon Cloud banter from chess. Go on. Okay.
This is.
All right.
So the Giant Bong.
Yeah.
After this unit, only if any of the units made a charge can it carry out this. It can then make a 3d6 move, but must finish its move within 3 inches of any unit.
Wait, so it's like the ogre one's on a 2-up, but you do mortal wounds when you fly over a unit.
Yeah. So there's no mortal wounds, but this guy flies.
And he effectively ignores screens.
Yeah, he can just. If you're going to screen against him, you've got to screen
deep.
Yeah, okay. Real deep. Because 3d6 can be.
What base size is he on?
He's on like a 60 mil.
Oh my
So a little small base. So he can fly.
Yeah.
Fly.
He's just.
No.
The only thing is he can only go to the left because you've got to pass the mangler to the left-hand side.
The frenzied look in that Gitz player's face as he charges, and then he's like 3d6, bitch. Yeah. Do they go fast?
And then rolls triple ones, and the mangler's just sitting there like out of his mind, just being like, "Have you ever thought about how we're grass? Because we're green." And you're just like, God damn it! Why?
God damn it, Nathan! The Giant Bong, are manglers fast in this book?
Well, so they're 10 plus a d6 on their max move station.
Okay.
Bearing in mind they can do the run and charge, so it could be if you use the command point for the 6-inch, so it'd be 16 plus a d6, and then also there is a 3-inch buff as well, so it could be 19 plus a d6.
19 plus a d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then plus your charge.
I appreciate you being specific. You could have just said yes, though. That is fast.
Yeah.
So 90, okay, twice. Wait, they can move twice?
No. No, I think the moving twice is only squig herds.
Okay, that seems fine. Okay, all right. So Mangler Squigs have got the ability to get into the back lines, which is quite cool. So kind of like a pseudo fly, and then they can do that in at the beginning of each combat phase. So they're going to be nowhere even if I charge them.
No. It's only if they've charged.
Oh, thank God.
So.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, that would be
a giant. That would be a giant bong.
That would be so those just the two monstrous reactions, but one of them is pants, the other one is great.
Okay, all right, so let's look at command traits, and these are the command traits that you can have. So these go on Moonclan heroes. Nathan, what are the list of Moonclan heroes, like, who are generic and can take command traits?
So Moonclan ones will be any of the squig heroes and any of the grot heroes.
Okay, so that's going to be, for instance, like Loonboss on Giant Cave Squig, Loonboss on Foot.
Loonboss on the Mangler Squigs.
Okay, Loonboss on Mangler Squigs. Wait, what about Loonboss with Giant Cave Squig?
Yeah, him as well.
Is he still in the book?
Yes, the old Skarsnik model, he's still there.
He's
probably not the best one to take, though.
Squigs do fly, Eric Sorbonen. I was getting. He's not the best. Why is he not the best one to take?
Because the other ones are absolutely mental.
Okay, excellent. All right.
He didn't get the good rules, but he's got some fun. Got a fun little rule, but no, the other ones are just too good.
Okay. All right. So Hugh in the chat says, I think that's a 67-inch max movement for a Mangler in one turn.
What? How's he moving? How does that happen?
I think that's just everything. Like, you've rolled a 6 for everything.
Oh, okay, yeah. With the 3d6 and the yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Okay. And then, but the 40 is only 42-inch average. Okay, wow. Thank you to Disco Rat. Loads of love for resubscribing. Okay, let's talk about the command traits. So you got the clammy hand. Oh, my clammy hand. I've shaken hands with someone with a clammy hand. It's awful.
Yeah.
So what's happening with this?
So the clammy hand, basically, when you bring units back through the shrine, you can do it twice. So you can either try twice to bring the same unit through, or you can bring 2 different units through. We have actually got some sub-factions, and one of the sub-factions lets you re-roll the dice. So you could re-roll both of those dice as well. So
you've got 2 75% chances to bring
half
units
back.
Yeah, half units back.
If they haven't rallied from the 4-up rally.
Yeah, if somehow you've managed to kill them, then the Gits player can bring them back.
And everyone in the chat knows about, so because you've got so many Gits, so if you ran them like a column more than a line, so when your opponent engages with you, or Nathan, do you remember when we used to run the mushroom formation?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
That was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Inverted mushroom formation.
Yeah.
That was great.
So if you have 60 Gits and you run them kind of like a long shaft and then a mushroomy head, right?
A bulbous base.
Yeah, to extend the surface area of the tip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens is when your opponent charges you, they hit the front, they kill it all, and then you just remove all the slain models from outside of 3 inches of your opponent, which means in the next turn, even if they get the double, you're going to rally them on a 4-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's important to maintain control of the shaft, but the tip it doesn't matter what happens.
You can lose the tip.
Okay.
Lose the tip. Okay?
It's a very shaft-heavy strategy, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get shafted by this point. Let me tell you. Anyway, right. So then you've got 2 opportunities to return slain models. This seems like it's very good, Nath.
Yeah, especially as you can re-roll them if you're in the King's Gits. So there you go.
Okay, yeah. So the sub-faction King's Gits. Should we talk about the sub-factions first, actually? and then come back to the artifacts.
So you've got the King's Gitz, you can re-roll them. You got the bad snatchers.
Wait, hold on. So the King's Gitz sub-faction, what's the story for the King's Gitz? They said, because because they introduced the Loon Court, and Skarsnik was not Skarsnik, wrong one. Scragrot was he would go and like abduct people and then put them in his little mushroom cave, right? But what's this whole like king law thing that started to happen?
So, sorry, I need to find this then. It's not there.
I really like, can we just like to quickly kind of just throw a dart in there? I love that they're simplifying sub-factions. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the minute. Like,
I just think that previously there's been a massive struggle to find any kind of internal balance in books between them. Like if you're talking Daughters of Cain, you see pretty much Hagnar or Calebron, and you have done since book 1, where your sub-faction may be having less, like, not artifact, command trait, ability, like all of that, simplifying it to maybe, I think this is maybe a little bit too little, but I don't mind the idea of simplifying it to increase the internal balance within the book so that you're going to see more variety.
Yeah, I think anything that makes it easier for people to pick up and play is probably on the right course, but yeah, I agree.
I think, they've made the rules. I mean, we didn't really have sub-factions before, but the sub-faction rules are just very simple. The rules.
Yeah,
really.
technically,
but they add a lot of flavor.
Yeah, your sub-faction. You technically have gained sub-factions in this book.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's an extra layer of rules, free rules.
Their sub-factions were like the Loon Court guys, like all of the goblins. You've got your squigs, you've got trogs, and you've got spiders.
Yeah.
So you already sort of had model sub-factions.
We had the models, but we didn't really have the rules. Although then the rules that were in the abilities that we did have were then split up from there. So having this extra layer of rules has turned out to be great. So the story for the King's Gitz is the Gloomspite hordes that march under the filth-encrusted banners of the King's Gitz are the most prolific and prominent in the mortal realms, and they know it. Possessed of a vindictive confidence thanks to their ties to the Loon King, these black-clad hordes and their allies have spread far across the cosmos, seeking out shards of the Bad Moon wherever they go, fashioning them into particularly showy loon shrines, to a grot at least.
Oh my god, now I'm picturing grots in astronaut outfits, in spacesuits.
Across the cosmos, yeah.
Just loads of little grots in space. Yeah, great. Absolutely. Someone draw me grots in space, please. I want that ASAP. Anyway, okay, so the King's Gitz, their sub-faction ability is you get to re-roll the ability to bring back a slain model at half strength from the Loon Shrine. And we already know there's a command trait where you get 2 attempts. So you get 2 attempts and then to re-roll at the same time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like Dan said, 75% chance, I think.
That's pretty nuts.
I mean, the thing is, though, that then you wouldn't be taking 60 blocks, I think. You'd be taking 20 and 40 blocks and throwing them forward, trying to die and, like, overwhelm, basically. This is like World War II Stalingrad kind of tactics, I think. I don't think you're rallying too much with this one.
That's it. That's right. That's good work, Dan. Just tell everyone who plays Gitz that they might be Russians, and that's a nice way. Maybe we're discouraging how many people play. Smart play there, Dan. Like what you did. Congratulations.
Big brain move. Big brain move.
Big brain move. All right. So what's the next one?
Sweet wet brain.
Yeah. That would But Dan's right. You would take in the King's Gitz. You would maybe take a lot of stabbers and shooters.
Well, I mean, it's anything you bring back. So it could be trogs, squigs.
Oh yeah, true. That's true.
Spiders, though, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's next, boss?
So they can all be King's Gitz. Yeah. So the next ones are the bad snatchers. They're the harbingers of the Everdank. So this is a wizard-based one, magic-based one. They've got devious shamans of the bad snatchers that dabble endlessly in the art of grotty magics. Whenever they cast a spell, if they're wholly within 9 of another wizard, they can re-roll one of the dice in the casting roll.
Wow. Okay. I'd want to attack characters with Fangfuel Gobs. Okay, that's pretty good. Do you like that?
No, that's the squig one.
Oh, sorry.
That's Jaws.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Were you reading Bad Snatchers?
Yeah. So this was re-roll. You can re-roll one of the dice when you do a casting roll if you're wholly within 9 of another wizard.
Okay. So, and that's each wizard can re-roll.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got cogs built into your army.
Well, it's better than cogs because you can just re-roll the shit dice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
Also, it's not per wizard. Like, it's not each wizard can do it once. It's each wizard can do it once per casting roll. So, like, it's not bad. But it means your wizards have to stay together.
Yeah.
Okay. So inbuilt cogs that are even better than cogs as a sub-faction rule. Okay. In my Zinj army, if I take a sub-faction, I get to unbind a spell on the first, third, and fifth turn. Fucking watch out.
Yeah, but you also have access to pink horrors, so don't you dare come for grots with rallies or model editions or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. The 60 grots that rally on a 4-up. Yeah. Is the
Coming
same.
Back as 30.
Right.
Coming back as 30 grots.
Yeah. Eventually come back. Yeah, it's the same thing. Got Bad Snatchers on the Gobbapalooza faction. They're wizards now. What?
Yeah, so there's 2 wizards inside the Gobbapalooza, so...
All right, okay.
That'll be bad.
Did we talk about Jaws of Mork yet? No.
No. So Jaws of Mork is the squig faction. Add 1 to the characteristic of their jaw attacks, basically, if they've made a charge in that turn.
Okay, so they can go really fast. They get run and charge, and now if they take them in Jaws of Mork, you get an extra attack on their gobs. Is it kind of like a situation where they don't have a lot of attacks, and therefore you kind of need to take them in Jaws of Mork?
So they've just given them +1 attack to all the jaws, like on all the small squigs.
Yeah.
So there used to be 2 attacks on like the squig herd, boingrots, squig hoppers. It's now 3 attacks on all of them. So on the charge, 4 attacks each.
On just the gobs?
Yeah, just on the gobs.
Is it still damage 1?
Yeah.
Rend.
But don't worry. Rend 1. Oh, there's so much rend in this army. You can forget about armor. If you've got armor, you may as well just take it off right now.
Wait, Nathan, are you telling me to get naked? I'm very confused by this. I don't know that.
Well,
help.
get ready for the tip and the shaft because the armor is not going to help you.
Wait, they've now got an extra attack on their war scroll.
Yeah.
And if they charge in Jaws of Mork, they get an extra attack, so 4 attacks each.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're rend 1, damage 1.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So remember, like point grot pounders,
you
hit a unit they used to have.
Yeah.
So they were 4 attacks, the rider and the mount.
Yeah.
Now it's just the mount. So then you've got the rider as well. So take it up to 6 attacks.
Right.
And then if you got any more buffs, which there are a few sources of,
there are a couple of ways.
Then that's going to double up, like 8, 10 attacks per model.
10 attacks per model. Per Boingrot Bounder.
Per Boingrot Bounder.
And they come in units of 5. How much is 5? So that would be 50. How much is 5 Boingrot Bounders?
140 points.
140 points.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
This is interesting that, I don't know how many people on the Age of Sigmar thing were keeping an eye out when Leagues of Votann came out, and the book was so broken that before launch they released quite a well performed, a very funny video being like, we done fucked up. Here's the nerf before the book is even available.
We're sorry, we didn't get it right.
Whereas I like in this one, it's just like, squigs are gigafucked. And then you're like waiting for the rest of the sentence, and they're like, no, that's it.
Wait, hold on. These guys, do they also rally on a 4+ Boingrots?
Yes.
And then Rob Kelly says in the chat, and I wish he hadn't, fully buffed with everything, 15 Boingrots can do to a 4+ save 150 damage. What? He's got that wrong.
I mean, they could probably do that to a 1-up save because there are other buffs that you could put on that just strip people like proper.
I think Bart's Wargaming has hit the nail on the head. The enemy of this army is the chess clock.
I don't think it is. The opponent's not going to get turn 3 and 4, right? Okay, all right.
Cool.
We're due good squigs. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right, and then your faction that you've been printing.
Glogs Mega Mob, big leads.
So these guys got monstrous regeneration. Every time one of their units fights, they just regenerate.
And that's going to be in each hero phase. Sorry, not in each hero phase, in each combat phase. And are they still 4 wounds each?
Yeah. And the heroes are like 10 wounds or whatever, and they heal D6. And the little guys, 4 wounds, they heal D3.
But so what I'm saying is, just in this battle pack, which isn't as important, I probably shouldn't mention it, but I could have a unit of Trogs, have them fight in the hero phase, because they could be in the Galician kind of like bodyguard unit.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then I could also, and then because I fight, is it just to fight in the hero fight phase? No. So if I fight in the hero phase, I can also regenerate as well.
So you could trigger it 3 times a turn.
It fights, yeah. You could trigger it if you fought every hero phase. If you fought in your hero phase and then in your combat phase, and then so that would be twice, and then you do it once in your hero phase anyway, and then you could do it in your opponent's hero phase. So yeah, 4 times.
And so if I got this right, just to be clear again, but they're 4 wounds each. So like basically you're healing the wounded Trog every time. So it's not super strong.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So sorry, does that also include the heroes?
Yes.
Oh no.
And they heal D6 automatically.
And they heal D6 every time.
Yeah, and remember the hero Trog has got the non-hero version, the Dankhold Trog.
Yeah.
That you never even saw one of those.
Correct, yes.
Well, yeah, he heals D6 as well. So you might see a few of those.
So they heal D6 in at the end of every combat phase?
Just, after they fought.
Wait, it's after they fought as well. So, like, if you activate with them first, and then they heal, and then you got... Wow, okay.
Yeah, you could heal twice in the hero phase, and then in the fight phase. And let's remember that the Frog Chucker is also included in that as well. So, Molog, Frog Thrower.
Molog. Oh, that fella, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, big boys never tire. I love that. Okay.
Then you got the Grim Scuttle, so the Spiderfang one.
Expecting this one to be amazing like the others.
I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if it's amazing. Basically, the Skitterstrands Arachnaroks can ambush. So this ability lets you take 2 units whenever you ambush, and they have to come on with that Skitterstrand wholly within 12 and outside of 9. So the Skitterstrands act a bit like the Ideneth pointy fella, except the Skitterstrand doesn't point, but he can ambush with 2 units. And it doesn't necessarily need to be Spider Riders. So you could ambush another, like a war party or a flinger guy or a web spinner shaman. So yeah, any of the Spiderfang units. So loads of ambushing.
Okay, but when we ambush with those units, are they good?
They're better than they were.
But they weren't good.
They weren't good before. So,
but you've got 3 chances for the 9-inch charge though. If your plan is to tie something up or.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see if they are any better. They've got all the Arachnaroks have got gained extra wounds, and then their damage on their fangs is now just flat 3, not D3.
Okay.
So they are a bit better, and then just to see whether they can be affected by some of the other buffs. So I suspect that you can use like spore splatters to increase the number of attacks as well. It's just seeing what other buffs can go into them.
Eddie in the chat says, spiders, Nathan, at the moment, are they
Yeah.
stay in your pockets or put them in a box tier? Dan, in reference to you, this is just so you know, past couple of weeks, for some unknown reason, every time we've spoken to Nathan, he's just had squigs in his pockets. Like, literally, just like...
Yeah, I would like to play with them. I reckon they've got some play. I think that they're a load better than they were. They're probably still the weakest faction out of all of the ones in the book.
Okay.
But
yeah,
but there's some interesting little, like with their spells and stuff. There's some interesting little things. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the spider racism continues. Okay. All right. Let's whip through some artifacts. So we know we've got. So this is Moon Clan. So this is all of our grot dudes. Moon Clan General. This is your command trait on a general. This is what you would take. Then you've got Backstabber's Blade. Once per battle, at the end of the combat phase, you can say that the bear will be a backstabber.
We're doing artifacts.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. No. Sorry, we're doing. Sorry, move. Sorry, that's wrong. You're right. Loon Touched Wizard. Sorry, Nathan, you carry on. These are command traits, is what we're doing.
We're doing command traits.
Command traits, yeah. We skipped them earlier, so we're going to go back to command traits.
Okay, cool. So you've got the Clammy Hand, which we mentioned, where you can do it twice, the bringing back dudes from the shrine. Then there's one for the wizards, the Loon Touched. They can cast an additional spell whilst they're under the light of the moon.
Okay, that's kind of okay. Especially if you're taking, especially if you're going for like the all cast faction.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, yeah, and because you do have more consistent moonlight. So if you are going for a magic heavy army, it's unlikely, but yeah, there are other options to do that. Then you've got Fight Another Day for your Loon Boss. So each time after they've fought, they can make a 2d6 move, and they have to end that move more than 3 away from enemy. So that Mangler Squig that goes
that flies across.
Yeah, flies across. They moves 3d6, fights
hits
something.
A screen, jumps behind the screen, punches the thing,
and then after it's finished fighting that thing, and then moves 2d6 away.
Amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. That seems unnecessary. Like,
now you're just taking the mech. Yeah,
But it means you don't care if he goes, like, say the thing is hiding and it's got a unit, like it's got its little galley bodyguard or whatever standing there beside it. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to kill your character and then get out of dodge.
I mean, this guy would probably kill the character and the unit that stood
that's
true. And the unit that stood behind.
No.
And it would punch them so hard that, like, their ancestors die.
Wow. And it's each time. Yeah. Did it used to be once per battle?
No, it used to be each time.
Yeah.
I told you it was a great book before.
Correct. Exactly the same power level.
Yes,
no
Playing
difference.
it all wrong
statement.
before.
Yeah.
Then you've got Super Nasty Venom for a Spiderfang hero. The mount doubles the number of mortal wounds that they do. So if you put it on the Shaman, that's on the Arachnarok, that's doing 6 mortal wounds now. And this one doesn't mention that it's only on the 6 up, so even if the buff is onto the 5 up, it's still the 6 mortal wounds. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, I love that the other ones are like, you can return 2 units a thing. You can cast an additional spell. You can move 2d6. What is it? Just double the number of venom on the general. Oh, you mean all those like really hyper powerful combat generals that they absolutely want to be getting in there? They're like, yeah, just do that. Like they are the red-headed stepchild of this.
Well, yeah, the little squig, not the squig boss, the little skitter boss guy, spider boss guy on the gigantic spider. If you put it on him, he does become a little bit of a little mortal wound bomb as he flies around. He's quite...
Dude, this is hype as fuck. I can't wait for all the lunatics that play Gits, because the only people who've got Gits after 3 years are just nutcases. Like, the only people have got them are just absolute wild-eyed monsters. This is going to be day one. I mean, apart from all the oracles already had painted up new armies, but they're just goblin tourists. This is going to be nuts. Sorry, please continue, Nathan.
And then you've got this one, which is great, the Squig Whisperer. Add 1 to hit.
Yes.
No, I refuse to move on unless you tell me what that sounds like. Dan, Nathan, give me your best Squig Whisperer impression.
I think a squig whisperer doesn't actually whisper. You know, like it's not like someone goes up and goes like, "Oh yeah, you're a good." It's like they're like, and the squigs are all like, "Oh yeah, no, that's really actually quite deep." Like it's some kind of horrifying screech.
Do squigs even have ears?
I don't know, actually.
I mean,
but,
it stands to reason that they do. All the better to hunt you with, or something like that.
Do you reckon like an insult in Grot societies, but like you're a right squig licker?
Oh no, for sure that gets people high.
Yeah,
like,
I think that would be a compliment. Actually,
that's a narcotic. Yeah,
if you've got the balls to lick a squig, fair play.
Fair play,
for them, squig licking is probably like vaping. You know, it's just like you got to. They do it. Why? It's healthier than eating mushrooms or something like that.
I don't think it's very healthy. You're probably going to get your face bitten off if you
yeah.
Squig. But yeah, you got to have balls to do that. So this one is for a squig hero with a mount only. That mount gets +1 to hit and wound. So those Magna squigs, yeah,
they're ready to bite.
they're basically 2s and 2s when they're at their top bracket.
Okay, so that means then they'll be like medium consistency, which is good. Like average consistency there, 2s and 2s. Love that. We just got a little update from Loon Boss Phil in the chat. In my first game, I almost killed Gotrek in 1 round of shooting with 60 shooters and the Gobblepaloo's Ren buff. Don't know what that means, but I guess we'll get there soon. Okay. Dankhold Trog Boss, my boys, big chunkers. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, these are great. So so first one, Alpha Trog, get +2 wounds to your characteristic, and then you also gain the monster keyword.
Okay, nice.
So that's pretty good. I mean,
thank goodness that means he can't be webbed up by an Arachnarok.
Oh my god, that was a worry. So yeah, thank you. In the mirror, solved it.
Yep. Yeah.
Alpha Trog.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I mean, he is super tough, this guy. There's an artifact that he can take that gives him a 4-up ward save. And he's healing D6 like 100 times a turn, so he's great. I mean, yeah.
Okay, good.
Wading and smashing. Oh,
does the Trog bosses start on a 4-up and then like the moon it's a 3-up?
Yeah, 3-up. So it'd be a 3-up, 4-up ward save.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
So it's just crazy good.
Okay.
And then there's Trog Smash. Once per battle, when the general fights after their attack's been resolved, you can say you'll do a Trog Smash. Roll the dice for each unit within 3, and on a 2-up, they take D3 mortal wounds. It's okay. It's not as good as the other 2, so ignore that one. And then you've got Loonskin. So this one is like a spell in a bottle, but for Trogs. Basically, well, it's probably not. It's like a spell in a bottle, but for Trogs. Basically, you can take one of the goblin spells, so you can take Mighty Mushroom, Scuttle Tide, which is great, or Malevolent Moon.
Yeah,
so,
wait, hold on. No, because this is triggering me. Wait, is it Scuttle Tide has always been good, great, or guess what, Rob?
It's better.
Fuck.
It's better.
It's been so good for years. Oh no! What does it do? Well, just tell me what it does. Just fucking rip the plaster off. What does it do?
It does more dice when it attacks.
No!
8 dice. No.
Why?
Because there's heaps of spiders.
Because it's
Haven't
more
you seen?
thematic. It's Scuttle Tide. It should be 8.
How
Never
many
6.
legs does a spider have?
Wait, so it's 8 now, not 6.
Yeah, 8 dice. And I think it moves 8 now as well.
I really thought you were like luring me in. You were like, it's a spider, it should have 8, not 6. And then you were going to be like, but it's got 14. Right, okay, all right, fine, okay. So, and then Mighty Mushroom does the same thing? Big grenade kills units?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So Malevolent Moon does a little aura of D3 more wounds.
Yeah.
And also it provides you with moonlight wherever you want it.
Oh, nice.
So that's a great spell, Malevolent Moon. So to me, it's a toss-up between Scuttletide and Malevolent Moon. Mighty Mushroom is a decent spell, but for some reason they put it up to 100 points. But now, if you take any of those spells, it's for free. So if you want the 100-point free, then you could go for it.
What? Wait, hold on.
But
No, hold on. So if I take a Dankhold Trog Boss and Loon Skin, I get a points cost free endless spell up his bottom.
Yep. And he can cast it in the same manner as a wizard. It doesn't make him a wizard, he can only try and summon that spell. But there you go. Yeah.
That's wild. What are the rules for? Isn't it like the casting wizard? Oh, no, it's fine. It probably
covers the model that casts the spell
controls
it.
Okay.
And then I think the next sentence says something about wizards can only control one, but it doesn't say you have to be a wizard to control it.
All right, so that's just techie bullshit. Yeah. Techie bullshit that only people like me care about. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right.
But also, it doesn't say he's the only one that can cast it, so you could take it for free and then Scragrot can cast it as well.
Okay.
You just got free in this spell, so that one's great for the free in this spell. So those are the command traits. I think are there spider ones?
Not in this. No spider ones.
Yeah.
Are there spider ones that we're missing?
Spiderfang. I'll just double checking that's artifacts. Command traits. Oh yeah, we mentioned them. That was the spider venom was doubled.
Super nasty venom.
Yeah, super nasty.
Super nasty venom. Okay,
so they get.
It's because it was under Moon Clan Heroes. That's what.
Okay, so they really don't give a fuck about spiders in this book. Okay, thank you.
No, it's under Grot Heroes. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Cool.
All right.
Red-headed stepchildren.
So then artifacts. We got the Moon Clan Heroes. So again, back to Grots. Oh, in fact, actually, just because we've done Trogs, can we just do Trogs again?
Yeah. Let's do the Trogs again. So Glinty Gubbins that Trogs have. Yeah. So this is the 4-up ward save. So it's called a Glowy Howset. Basically, gives you a 4-up ward save. If you do take any wounds though that turn, you roll the dice on a 1-up. The Trog eats the Glowy Howset, and you can't use it again for the rest of the game. Right. So, but that's only each phase.
But they have a 5-up ward anyway.
I don't think the Trog bosses do.
Oh,
only the rock guts.
Yeah.
Only the rock guts have the ward.
Yeah. They got a 4-up spell ignore, but so it's a fairly reliable 4-up ward save.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Especially on something that has an extra 2 wounds as well, if you take the command trait.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad if if they're conscious of it, they're going to try and do a little bit of chip damage to make you fail the ward early. But if they leave it alone, and then he could potentially tank a massive unit, and then that's the turn he tanks it, right?
Yeah. And then he heals D6 and all of that.
Okay, that's kind of cool. That's a fun techie piece to try and make work.
Yeah,
right.
I think he's proper survivable. Then you've got the Speaky Skull fetish. So at the start of your hero phase, you roll 3 dice. For each 6, you receive an additional command point, and in addition, the bearer can then issue the same command up to 2 times in the same phase, but you spend a command point each time you do it. So it's an interesting one, but it does rely on you rolling 6s. So I think the Howset is probably better.
But the Sneaky Skull fetish, yeeting it like Dave. You don't need to use one of the command points that you generate from the ability to roll 3 dice. You can just you get the opportunity for more dice, but you still get the in addition ability, right? That the same command can be shot 2 times in the same phase.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I guess so. Because he has got a really good. He's got a buffed up all-out attack command, which you're probably going to be using a lot of times.
That's what I was going to say. You can put all-out attack pretty much across your entire army for
Yeah, if you put it onto 2 units, that would be great.
Okay, so what's the pet Gribbly, Nath?
So Pet Gribbly, you get an extra wound on your wounds characteristic. So if you take that monster 1, then you're going up 3 now. Every time you take a wound that's not negated, you roll the dice. On a 1, the Pet Gribbly is squished, and the Trog then becomes really enraged about it and gets +1 to hit and wound for the rest of the battle.
Super great.
All right, okay. So obviously you
that's-
immediately have to actually paint a Gribbly on the base. Like, if you don't put a Gribbly on the base, not allowed to use the rule. That's
Doesn't
the
count.
That doesn't count.
WYSIWYG.
Doesn't count.
WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG. You must have a Gribbly. It's squished. The pet Gribbly squashed becomes enraged as well. Add 1 to hit and wound rolls. Okay, so this is obviously the best one to take.
It's a fun one, yeah. I think it is pretty fun.
I really like that there's one where rolling a 1 loses you an artifact, and the other one where rolling a 1 activates the artifact. I think that's great.
Yeah, I like this.
That's nice symmetry, actually.
Yeah, please take photos of your Gribblies if you do produce them. I wish to see.
And then the other one wants you to roll 6s. So there you go.
Yeah, the other one wants you to roll 6s. Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. Okay. But that's actually my favorite thing so far. Okay, Pet Gribbly. I'm in. I'm going to take a Pet Gribbly.
With the one that gives you an extra 2 wounds as well, means that you've got three extra wounds that you're healing with a chance to in the one where you're healing whenever you fight, so that you're healing D6 2 to 3 times a turn. You have so many opportunities for his pet to die.
Also, I love the idea of becoming like fucking enraged at an event. Like you're playing and someone's like, "Oh, fucking Gribbly!"
you have to paint him up a bit like John Wick, don't you?
Oh,
yes. He fucking lost his
Shit, John Wick Trog. John Trog.
In a suit. He's got to be in a suit as well, holding a puppy.
The Baba Yaga. They call him the Baba Yaga. Oh my god, mate. Trogwick. All right, this is great. I can't believe it. No, wait. I can't be arsed, but I might go get the the whole John Wick bit and like just edit a Trog in.
What we need to find a 3D print of like a Trog in a suit and then put a Dankhold head on it.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right, okay. Let's look at the other artifacts. Moon Clan heroes. What we got, baby?
Cool. So you got Leering Git Shield. Any unmodified hit rolls of a 1 that target this bearer cause a mortal wound to the unit that does it. That includes shooters. So it's pretty nice at reflecting damage. And also, once the bearers, if a unit does slay him, then the unit that slayed that bearer then becomes -1 to hit for the rest of the battle.
What?
Oh,
a modified hit rolls of 1 for attacks that target a bearer causes 1 mortal wound. Okay, but only on him.
Yeah.
In addition, if the bearer is slain, then they're -1 to hit for the rest of the battle. Okay. At the minute, I'm sorry, I'm hyper focusing on getting the Trog boss and attaching a pencil to him. It'd be like he once killed. You'd replacing the club with a pencil. He killed 3 squigs with a pencil. Anyway, okay. That one seems pretty cool, but like it relies on your character dying, so I'm probably not in for that one.
Well, not necessarily dying, just being attacked, because the unmodified hit rolls of a 1, you're just reflecting a load of mortal wounds. If somebody shoots at you for some reason, like with a big unit of shooters, and they're shooting like 40 shots, they're going to be rolling.
Put that on a mangler.
Yeah.
Like throw it forward into your opponent's army.
Yeah.
The thing that's going to take him out is probably not going to be like one last little chip damage wound from a screen that they don't care about. It's going to be from their big monster, their big hero, their whatever.
Yeah. Especially as a lot of the reroll 1's mechanic has all disappeared. So, yeah, it can hurt people, that one can, I think. But it is fighting for a lot of good artifacts. So, I don't know if you'll see it that often, but I do like that one. You got the Backstabber's Blade. Basically, after it's fought at the end of A combat phase, you pick a unit within 1 inch, and on a 2+, they take D6 mortal wounds.
All right.
Cannot be negated.
Can't be negated. That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
It's at the end of combat though, so there's some it's once per battle.
Could still be a 1.
Could still be a 1. Yeah, it's true. But that's so cool to paint yourself a little ninja grot, because we've already got grots. We've got grots in space now, and now we've got ninja grots, pirate grots incoming. I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's unlikely to see battle because of the other ones are so good, but it is a fun one, fun little one. Then you got the clammy cow, which does as it always did, -1 to hit from attacks that target the bearer. This is, but this is shooting and melee. So that's pretty good.
That does up really nicely with the -1 to hit from shooting. I know obviously we're in the season where you can't target them, but generally that's a pretty cool one, right? The clammy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you've got the squig, the squig one. So
why are you laughing? I haven't read it. Why? Okay.
Teeth caps. So basically, they're false teeth that you put in your squig.
wait, they're false teeth you put in a squig.
And it improves the rend of its jaw attacks by 1.
Are you kidding me?
So the Mangler squig, which has got the jaw attacks which are rend 1, now become rend 2. And there are loads of other sources of rend in the army as well to improve the rend. So yeah, so that's a nice, tasty one. I like that one. That's probably.
But you've got to show up to events with a set of grills. You've got to have a set of grills that say,
now this is really important. Okay, now you might not know this, but I'm going to show it to the camera. Hopefully you can all see it. I actually have a giant cave squig that has no teeth. I don't know if you can all see this here, right? He has no teeth. He is a accidental produced no teeth squig. So finally, he can get the teeth he's always wanted.
He will finally be beautiful and chompy.
She will finally be.
Is that why it's got no teeth?
Yeah, gummy. No, Nathan! Come on! Stop sexualizing.
What have you been doing in that little office?
He's been alone
make
for too
it
long
weird,
now.
Nathan! Don't make it. This is a family-friendly show.
Okay, moving on then.
Yes.
So the one that everybody used to take before, and it's got a good shout still, the Moonface Mommet. Got a little doll. You show it to your opponent, and they start taking their armor off because they're weird.
Wait, your doll is still in it?
Yes.
Okay.
So you pick a unit within 12 at the start of the combat phase, and the -1 to their save rolls until the end of that phase.
And it's every combat phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still so
such
good.
A strong one. Yeah.
Such a strong one. Yeah.
And now it's any wizard. It used to be only madcaps, so now the fungoid can take it.
Okay.
As well, so which is nice because you're probably going to be taking fungoids now.
Probably
over
rubbish,
madcaps.
Probably rubbish.
Yeah. Right. Then fungoids. Wait until we get to fungoids. Then
before you like fungoids are good. There's fun's in the name, so don't be all MPE. Right? Yeah.
Fun is in the name. Remember that
fungoid.
Remember that Spornado I used to do?
Don't.
All right, and then you've got this one is a real interesting one. Again for wizards, you add 1 to the casting roll of the bearer, but then each time the bearer unbinds a spell, you add 1 again to the casting roll for the rest of the battle.
Right.
So every time they unbind spells, they can get extra pluses to cast, and they're cumulative.
Wait, so if you took because it's not a command trait, it's an artifact, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if I took Master of Magic and then the Staff of Sneaky Stealing,
yeah,
and then I just stick this guy right in front of it. Oh, he's only got 1 unbind though, I imagine.
Yeah, because probably on a fungoid, I don't think there's anything else that you could put them on. Yeah, fungoid or a madcap.
Okay.
Oh, Moon Clan heroes only. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to unbind 1, and then I'm going to get +1. So I'm going to end up at maybe +5.
Yeah.
If I am. Okay.
I mean, that's
If everything goes well. Yeah.
Maybe +5. Yeah.
What's your favourite out of all of those, Nath?
I do like the false teeth, the teeth caps. It's real hard to choose. The Momot has always been such a good one, and I still rate the Git Shield as well. But probably going to be playing with the teeth caps and the Momot a lot.
The teeth caps. What? Just because you're going to have such like a powerful Mangler Squig.
No, yeah, but I mean, there's good chances I won't be taking the Mangler boss, in which case it'll be the Momot probably.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, the Momot seems really good. I've been playing with a spell in my army that I have to cast and then only is on a unit. So this feels like very functional to drop inside the middle of an army.
Oh, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are other ways where you can get that -1 as well.
And I mean, you could always take a battalion and you can have the teeth caps and the Momot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon, honestly, I think the Git Shield is going to see play. I know that it doesn't necessarily like stand out, but I think the Git Shield is going to be...
Yeah, reflecting mortal wounds is great.
For the reflecting mortals and then the on death, I reckon you'll see the Git Shield on Manglers. Because you're disincentivizing your opponent to kill it, but they have to kill it.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Oh, Spiderfang gets something though in the book. That's good.
And they get some good ones. They do get some good little artifacts here actually. The first one is great, the headdress of many eyes. Scuttle boss only though. Unmodified hit rolls of 5 or 6 are the only ones that can successfully hit the bearer. So you have to roll a 5 or 6 to hit this fella. Otherwise, it's a miss.
So only
Not
5
bad.
or 6 is only unmodified hit rolls of 5 or 6 to score a hit for the attacks that target the bearer. Okay, that's not bad, but probably we're not taking a Scuttle boss anyway.
He's quite an interesting little character. He can do a little mortal wound poke.
Also, Lumineth do those mortal wounds on 5s, so it's kind of like they're like, I rolled a 5, haha. So it's like a double fuck you. It's okay. I wouldn't take it. There's too much stuff that's so good on the 6 anyway.
Oh yeah, there's loads of other stuff in here anyway.
Yeah.
So then you got Nibbler's Itty Ring. Once per battle at the start of your hero phase, you can use the ring, roll the dice, add the result to the casting rolls by the bearer until the end of the phase. So it's quite nice on a Ragnarok because they cast 2 spells anyway, but it's once per battle.
Yeah,
so
you're much better. Yeah, this isn't very good.
Yeah, and then you got Totem of the Spider God, which it affects all other Spiderfang units wholly within 12. They get +1 to the mortal wounds caused by the spider venom. Only on the unmodified roll of a 6, not on a 5. So it turns whatever the beast is into similar to the Sludge Raker from the Cruel Boys.
Oh, wicked. Okay, that's really wicked. I love that. But it's wholly within 12. That's rough.
Yeah.
Wholly within for an army type that have spider riders on cav bases is tricky.
And aren't the spider riders fast and the big spiders very slow? Are they still movement 8?
No, they're all the same movement now, 10.
Okay, that's better.
And it doesn't degrade, either. So.
Okay,
and
all right,
I guess the spiders
positive.
do have a big base, but it's still tricky to get that army or get that buffer.
Yeah, I think if you are going for a spider rider army or a spider army, it is quite it's an interesting one there. So yeah, that's all the artifacts done.
Okay. All right, let's do some spell lore. Okay, so out of all of it, I think being able to reduce someone's save by 1 from the Momot is really powerful. I think I quite like the idea of the Totem of the Spider God, but I think I'd have to put it on the table and see if I can keep units inside of it. I think obviously I love John Trogwick. Obviously, it's perfect.
Trogwick is the best part.
Trogwick is the best.
Yeah, I think there's loads of nice artifacts in there, and I think like the core one, Arcane Tome, is what everybody takes, and I think you might see less Arcane Tomes in Gloomspite Gitz armies because they'll want to try out these fun ones.
Also, they don't feel like too much filler. There's not a lot of do 17 things, roll do 2d6 above their bravery, that they take d3 mortal wounds. Like this is what I really want to see. Just very functional, very simple. -1 to hit. Do some, once per battle. Do some extra mortal wounds. Do an extra thing. Like this is nice. I much prefer
I like
this.
that there's I like that there's almost no roll a dice to then roll a dice.
Yes.
You know, like it's just I think there's a couple that do it on 2-ups, but the thing is, if you're rolling a dice for it to then do something, it should do a lot. Otherwise, your artifact should just always work.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, so there are 2 spell laws, so Spiderfang and then Moon Clan. Okay, and then you've got Itchy Nuisance, which is 18-inch range cast on 6, and then the unit strikes last in the combat phase. That's massive. Did that go up range?
No, same as it ever was. It's only that turn, which is what it was before. So, as a spell, I always took, and I'm glad it's still there because it's a great spell.
I mean, of course, especially if you're mainly. Do you think it's possible to build a shooting army, or do you think like your army is still mainly? Because you always think about Gits and you don't really think, oh, they're like Iron Jaws, but they've always been a mainly combat army.
They
right?
have been a melee army. You've got more access to shooting now. Shooters have come better, but they are still a combat army.
Okay. All right. Good. All right, so then that's massively cool that you've got that in the list. And it's cast on a 6. That's also fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, great.
And it's a good range. 18-inch, not wholly within either. So it's great.
Yeah,
fantastic. Real good spell.
A real good spell, yeah.
Then you've got Nick It. So this is the spell that used to be on Skragrot's War Scroll. It's now for everybody can do it. It does D3 mortal wounds at 12 inches. And if you cast it on a 10+, it'll destroy an artifact of power if they had one.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. I like destroying the artifact of power. I've always liked Nick It, but you there's one artifact. It might be an arcane tome, reducing their outcast by 1. That's probably not something I'll take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the lists I've written have only ended up with 3 or 4 wizards, and you're going to be taking Itchy Nuisance and Hand of Gork, which is still there. Teleport spell, pick up unit within 24, cast on a 7, just teleport them. You can't teleport out of combat, so it's exactly the same as it used to be, pretty much. The other spell which you've got is called Squiggler. This is an 18-inch range spell. You pick 1 squig unit within range, and until your next hero phase, you can reroll charge rolls for that unit.
Okay.
So you would wonder why you would want to take that, but I think possibly you'd be casting it if you were taking a squig herd heavy list, because squig herds can't access command abilities. So they can't receive command abilities. So you could possibly use it there, but I think you're unlikely.
Wait, Squig Herd can't receive command abilities on their War Scroll?
Yeah, not at all.
Like in any way? Like no rallies, no all-out attack, no reroll charges?
No inspiring presence or anything.
Wow, that's kind of interesting. They're making units that can't be like that's kind of interesting.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they don't have ears. Maybe that's it. Maybe this is a bit of lore. Yeah,
or like at least if you're playing an OCR Bone Reapers player, they could be like, I can't redeploy. But like this unit can't either. Like it gives you a way to empathize. Yeah.
And then they're like, but I never need to take battle shock. And you're like, I just have all these command points.
Are you saying they're throwing OCR Bone Reapers a bone?
Yes.
And
exactly.
then anyway. Right. So that was Lore of the Moon Clans. So Teleport and Itchy Nuisance, they're the main ones there. The other 2 are interesting.
Okay, all right, yeah, I think the teleport being in there, I mean, there's more function inside this spell lore than there is in the whole fucking Siege book. So you got a teleport, which is great, and then Strike Last, which I think are both fantastic spells. So that's really
because you've got damage spells on the War Scroll spells, so that's fine.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
Then
and you've got your squigs with 1,000,000 attacks at rend a bajillion, so you don't need damage spells. You have damage in your army output as standard.
damage teeth.
Okay,
Yeah.
damaged teeth. Yeah, what damage are they? They're damaged teeth.
Unbind this.
Yeah, unbind a mouth to the face.
All right,
so you got
Spiderfang.
Spiderfang. Yeah.
So this is the Ragnarok and the Web Spinner Shaman, right?
That's right, and they get pluses to cast from the spider shrines that the Arachnocs carry. You got Scuttling Terrors, cast on a 6 and a range of 18. Pick a Spiderfang unit within range, and it can just make a move. So you get double move spell. So it's quite nice.
Double move spell is.
Yeah.
So they're going to be going 20 inches on the Scuttling Terrors.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they move in the hero phase. You're giving a unit to move in the hero phase.
Okay. Yes, and then they move in the movement phase, right? So it's 20 inches.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty great. That's pretty
So
great.
it's
Like
pretty
you can
good.
you could actually alpha with spiders now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and
I think that was the thing that was holding them back as well. Was not being able to just alpha strike with really squishy spiders. That was the bit that they struggled.
I love the idea of putting
like
spiders in a catapult and fire them into mates. Just like, there you go.
Yeah. Everybody was saying that, when the Stormcast Dragons came out and that was the alpha strike list, they were like, it's Stormcast Dragons, and then it's just these fucking spiders if we had any way to get them in turn 1.
Right.
It is quite interesting for if you want to move your Ragnarok into range for spells, possibly like dropping an endless spell like a purple sun.
Oh, that's clever.
You can move up 10 inches and then cast your spell.
That's
into
awesome.
Your opponent's
I love that.
army.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then wait. So and then you can fire all your shooters at it, and they're going to be -1 save. Dude, that's cool as heck. I love that. That's cool. And you move in the move. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. You could. Then there is another way of making the rend an extra -1. So it could be -rend 2 shooters.
I'm not positive that. I'm not pro that. Just want you to know that. I'm not pro that. I'm not pro that at all. I'm against that because that doesn't make any fucking sense, Nathan. That's why, right?
What, rend 2 arrows made out of a twig and a stone?
just some shit that they found lying around.
Yeah.
I'm not even really convinced that they've got bows. They've just got a kind of a stick, and then the other hand they throw.
What's the rend on this? Better than a dwarf magical flamethrower machine gun. Good. Yeah, these arrows definitely seem that way.
Oh no.
That's goblins. Right, then you got Sneaky Distraction. Spell that they had before. Cast on a 7, range of 12. And you -1 to hit from enemy units whilst they are within range of the caster.
That's all right.
So yeah, it's one that they used to take loads of the time.
It's like an AOE. It's an AOE -1 to hit save, and there's a couple of -1 to hits, right? So like
yeah.
I imagine that they've made it so netters aren't -1 to hit anymore.
Oh, yes, they are. And now they pass nets to all their mates because now it's the whole unit. Just as long as there's one netter in the unit, then the whole unit is -1 to hit.
Everyone has nets.
Wait, but Cruel Boys have to roll on their scare shield to see if they scare you. Okay, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, but you know what Cruel Boys aren't, Rob?
Wait, they're
not Oprah. They're not Oprah. You get a net.
Wait, there are more nets.
Everybody gets a net.
No one liked the nets. No one. No one was pro net.
I love them.
Yeah, but they're on the sculpt that they are not updating, so they need rules.
Oh my god! No, but now everyone's got a net, Dan.
Yeah, everyone's got a net. You all get nets.
At least you can write a list and be like, "This is my net list." That's good. That's good. Okay, I'm back in on the nets, even though I fucking am not when I'm going to play Nathan. All right, okay. All right.
Then you got Curse the Spider God, which they had before. It's big range, 24-inch range.
Wow.
It's cast on a 7. It basically makes unmodified rolls of a 1 or 2 always a fail on the important rolls of to hit and to save.
Okay.
So it's a debuff.
Which is kind of like doing the other debuffs, right? But like you might as well make them -1 save rather than make it so 1s and 2s fail, right? Because it's the same difference.
Yeah. So it's it's an interesting one.
Okay. I mean, big range, 24 inches, but I think having an Arachnarok with a sneaky distraction spell, or even like a web spinner, to be fair, with the AOE like spell, run up and then like behind your net as like so that you end up with like your net's a -1. This is another -1. So sure, you're all out attack, and then the best you need to all out attack to be back to your -1 to hit.
Yeah.
So this is pretty good, right?
Yeah. So you're always going to be -1 to hit, which is
very strong.
Which is unusual, really.
I think people have become really addicted to always hitting one better.
Yeah, or hitting on their stats. Like if they do, I'll just all out attack and hit back on what I normally hit on. But
okay.
Yeah, we'll start stopping that stuff happening again. Yeah. So that's all the spells. So the spell law's a lot smaller than they were before, and they've lost some good spells, to be fair. But
what have they lost?
They lost heal spell. The Gits have lost like a long range damage spells. Remember the Great Green Spite?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you got more utility spells, right? But less like direct damage spells.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then they did get direct damage spell on their war scroll.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you want to quickly touch on the magic that all the war scrolls do?
We can do. I was going.
Well,
we could. Yeah. Let's go into the war scrolls, and then we can come back to the stupid grand strategies and battle tactics, right? So, should we just do Scragrot, and should we just do the war? I mean, you can do because I've got Scragrot, Gobblepalooza, like Loon Boss. We could just go through them. Let's go through them. I think is the right call. Yeah.
Cool. So you got Scraggy.
6 wounds.
6 wounds.
6 wounds on a grot. 5 up save. Okay.
Yeah, 5 up save. 4 up ward save.
Oh wow.
Wow. So he's lost his Moon on the Stick sniper rifle, but like we said before, the Moon on the Stick is now a Moon on a Stick. Basically, models within 12 inches are affected by the light of the moon.
Okay.
Once per turn, he can issue a command point without a command point being spent. So he gets a free command point every turn, not just battle round, but every turn. So that's great. Because he used to get the 4 up, you'd get D3 command points, but I think this is probably better and more reliable, definitely. And you end up with the same amount of command points on average. If you roll the 4 up, you'd get 2.
Yeah.
So this is loads better, actually. So yeah, Babbling Wand is super good. Moon on the Stick is super great. 4 up ward save.
Babbling Wand is once per turn this unit can be spent. Oh, that's the thing you just said. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Moon on a Stick.
Yeah. So he's got the light of the moon around him within 12, like we mentioned earlier when we were talking about the moon. So he's literally got a moon on a stick. And then you've got the Loon King's crown.
Yeah.
So he's got a 4 up ward save and +1 to casting and unbinding, but not dispelling.
It's such a hilarious thing. It's like, I've got a crown, 4 up ward, also +1 to cast. Are you like, are they connected?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a hat.
It's a hat. Two things.
It's for those big brain moves and to protect my brain.
Yeah, it's a special hard hat.
Yeah, and he's also a War Master now. That's new, right?
Yeah, so he's War Master, so he is a general, and he's also Law Master. He knows all the spells from the...
Shut up. He's a Master.
He's Master of Masterist.
Wow, okay, Master. Is there any other examples of a War Master, Law Master? Oh, Techless, probably.
Pretty sure he's a Law Master, is he? Have I read that right? I've lost the bloody War Scroll. Here we go.
It knows all the spells from the Law of the Moon clans, in addition to other spells it knows. Right?
Yeah, so he's still got Nick It. He can cast that weird squig one, but he, yeah.
So just to be clear, right? compared to a Lord of Change, right? This guy's got 6 wounds and a 4-up ward save, right? He only moves 5, sure. But he gets +1 to cast and is a Lore Master. How many points is he?
160.
Fuck off! That is a joke!
I don't know why he dropped so many points, but he did. He is only 160. He used to be like 200 points.
Because they obviously haven't sold enough of his models. They're like, we have so many of these.
They've sold out now. There's none on the webs. If Jamie was here, he would tell you there were 0.
160.
Yeah.
Oh
he can control the moon for a turn, and then his spell.
Oh, shut up!
I mean, this
Don't
is
read
the
it
spell.
out.
This is the spell that that is 24-inch range, Rob. It's 24 inches, not 18. It's cast on a 3, so I mean, he casts at any time, as long as it doesn't roll a double 1. And it's you roll the number of dice equal to the casting roll, not the unmodified casting roll. So you get the +1 as well, and for each 3-up, they take a mortal wound.
Can I play you, Dan? Can I play you a voice note I got from Nathan when he found out that his new Scragrot did a spell that did as many mortal wounds as Kairos at longer range. And also, at this point, I want you to know, I've only just found he's 160 points, not 435 points. This is. I'll try and play it. Hopefully, you guys can hear it.
Also, I might want to point out, Kairos only does his spell at 18.
And then he just messaged me 17 more voice notes sending me abuse. It was just that. It was
Yeah. Also, what does Kairos need to cast his?
Fucking God knows. 9, 7, 9, one of the two. 9.
So
9.
not a 3.
No. Correct.
Cast. I mean, like, look, cast on a 3. If you cast it, but it still means if you roll double 1s, it goes off. Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, yes, you.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it fails. No, it fails.
Yeah.
Double 1s auto fails everything. Okay, right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's true. All right. Okay. So Scragrot for 160 points. Why would because a wizard is roughly 100 points anyway.
Yeah. Not. I think the cheapest wizard you can get in Cities of Sigmar is 90.
Yeah. But
well, yeah.
For a really, a really shitty one cast wizard that does that. Like
you'll find now the cheapest one is 65 points because there's a grot one at 65.
But so what I'm saying though is like for 90 points to get a really shit wizard, 160 points to get a 2-cast like really techie piece.
But then Pete and Josh are saying in the chat that you can get a spider caster in the Gitz book for 65 points.
Yeah, 65 points, the cheapest wizard.
No, they've been like, we need to make Gitz a bit stronger. Like all their other books, Dan, they've been like, we just need to make a balanced book. But in this book, they were like, right, make Gitz stronger. They aimed for a 9, and they went for 37. Like, 65 points! Thanks, kids with Sims for subscribing. Okay, so Scragrot does mortal wounds like Kairos, generates command points, has a 4-up ward, is a lore master, and also gives that lore the moon ability. I do love the idea of just like Scragrot standing behind like a bunch of trolls, like he's like heavies, like they're his big bodyguards, and then it's just him.
Well, that's the lore. He's got a bodyguard of trolls. They are Dankhold trolls, but yeah, he's got his own in his asylum. He's got a bodyguard of trolls.
That's a cool army. I might build that army. I might build like Scragrot's nothing to do with the points. Build Scragrot's bodyguard troll army.
Well, I mean, you want the light of the moon on the trolls to give them the 3-up save. So if he's walking behind them, that's perfect. Giving them the light of the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
And also because they don't have unit champions, they need somebody to do command abilities. Well, he comes with 3 ones, so. Command away, my friend. And also, you want one to Trogbot next to him for that all-out attack one.
I love Pete Pratt in the chat calling me a tourist. He's like, yeah, you build that army, you tourist. You goblin tourist.
Chogoth tourist.
Can you wait? Oh, actually, that's a good point from Cabbage. Why wouldn't every destruction army ally him in? Could you ally him into other armies?
You can. I don't think he can. He knows the spell lore. Yeah, if it's included in a Gloomspite Gitz army, it's included as a general, so he won't be if it's not Gloomspite
But he's still a
Gitz.
+1 to cast Wizard for 160 points.
Oh yeah, I mean he's still great, and he gets the command points.
Yeah.
And he brings the.
Is Scragrot the best new Cruel Boys unit? Cruel Boys has got massive buff. Picture of Squig just moves in. You're like, okay, amazing.
And I guess you get the light of the moon, even if you don't.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yeah, you take the light of the moon with you. Wait, hold on. But maybe.
Wait, no. I think the moon says you only have it.
Yeah, it says if it's included in Gloomspite Gitz army.
Yeah.
Yeah,
However,
I saw that one coming. Yeah.
But if your opponent is a Gitz player and you aren't, then you get the light of the moon, even though if you're not in that army.
No, he has to be included in the Gloomspite Gitz army.
Really?
Okay, right, next
and
up.
He's not a lore master unless he's in a Gloomspite Gitz army.
Yeah, you have to be in the army. Yeah, they've done that with all of the stuff. Like, same for Blue Scribes, same for what's it called? Oh God, Gaunt Summoner. Oh, in fact, actually, mainly just for my Zinch, but whatever. Right.
But honestly though, he's still not bad out of his own allegiance.
Oh yeah.
With a 24-inch range, 3 up to cast damage spell, and then +1 to cast for all of your basic stuff. He's useful.
Dan, a Gaunt Summoner on foot is 240 points.
And you deserve that.
Oh my God.
You deserve it, you Zinch bastards.
Oh my God. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's move on. Right, okay. So the Gobberpalooza, are they unique?
No.
So I can take multiple Gobberpaloozas.
Yeah, they are single, but they're not unique.
Okay.
So you could have an army, or you could, take several units of them.
Okay, so let me hear. So the Gobberpalooza contains all of the Gobberpalooza, and it's one war scroll now.
It is, so it's one unit, a single unit. So
they're like a gang.
They are like a gang.
Okay, a full Palooza.
A full Palooza, and so it means you can rally them on 4-ups.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Rallying 3 wound models. Yeah. I hate it so much.
You could also bring them back through the Loon Shrine. Like half the unit.
Oh my God, is this a Grot Gang? Grot Gang emotes in the chat. They've invented a Grot Gang for us. Let's go. Okay, so wait, you can rally them and bring half of them back. Right, okay, so is each one... Oh my fucking God. So wait, are they... They're 3 wounds each?
Yes.
And there are how many of them?
So there's 5 of them in the gang.
So there's 15 wounds in the gang.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many points is one Grot Gang?
One Grot Gang, 145 points.
Fucking no, they're not. They're not. How many casts are in this gang?
2 casts.
Fucking shitting me. They're 15 wounds. Do they have any ward save?
Yes.
Why?
They got 4-up ward save in the first turn of the battle, a 5-up ward save in the second turn of the battle, and a 6-up ward save for the rest of the battle.
Oh my God. You can't reinforce them because they're single. So when something says it's single, you can't reinforce it.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys all have the Grot Gang emote in the chat if you want to use it, unfortunately. Okay, so first turn, 4-up ward save.
Yeah.
And 4-up
Second
rally.
turn, 5-up ward save. And then for the rest of the battle, as 6-up ward save.
Okay.
So they've got two spells, but they've also got a variety of other buffs that they can do. They can only pick one now of the know-whats. Remember when I used to do all those know-whats rolls and nobody knows what I was whatting?
Nathan, they got more wounds. They got more wounds than Lord of Change, who's 400 points. But anyway, please continue.
And they got the same amount of casts as a Lord of Change?
Yeah, that's what I was going to fucking say, you fucking dick. You fucking dick!
And they got two spells on their war scroll.
Okay.
Which are both great.
Okay, so I do know about the no what's rolls. So what's the situation with no what's rolls now?
Now, so the knows what's rolls is you can only pick one of them.
Yeah.
So you can pick the glare-faced dance if you want, which gives you a +1 to run and charge roll for a unit. A Gloomspite Gitz unit, so basically anything in the book wholly within 12. So you can put that on spiders or trogs or whatever. So that's +1 to charge and run. That's quite useful, especially if you got run and charge on your squigs. So effectively +2 to your squiggo. Nice. But then you might want to give them a pedaled potion instead.
Okay, a pedaled potion.
Which would be only on a Gloomspite Gitz hero. So again, maybe the Mangler Squig hero, or maybe the Trog boss would be interested, or an Ragnarok hero, and they would get +1 to hit and wound for their attacks.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's a real good potion.
Wait, can you put that on Mangler Squigs?
Yes, you can. What about this potion though? This is the best potion. This one you might want to give to a big unit of shooters. It's called Nasty Poisons. You pick one friendly Gloomspite Gitz unit wholly within 12, and you improve their red characteristic by 1 until the start of the next hero phase.
Pick one friendly Gloomspite. Wait, improve rend by 1, so +1 rend.
Yeah, so you can put on shooters, give them rend 1.
So they don't even have to roll for it? No, just have it. Just have it.
Yeah, once per turn. No, yeah.
Wait,
no
hold on.
So he's more reliable than a dwarf rune lord.
Improve the character. Okay, so you don't even need to roll for it.
No, you don't roll for them anymore. So this one, I mean, you can put it on those rocket Trogos, which are Ren 2. They now become Ren 3.
You are.
Then there's a Moonface Mommet nearby. Points his doll at them. Effectively Ren 4.
Some of the chatters put no roll ? And then Eddie, who's clearly a Gitz player, is like said rolling is for nerds. Wait, no. What? Okay. So I've got 60 grots who rally on a 4-up.
Yeah.
And I can make them Ren 2.
Oh, yeah, easy.
They've reduced how many attacks they've got.
Without rolling a dice, you can make them Ren 2, yeah.
Without rolling a dice, I can make them Ren 2.
Yeah.
Can I... How many attacks have they got?
They've only got 1 attack each. You could give them extra attacks if you wanted.
Okay. How many extra?
A couple.
That's not positive. Okay, so...
I mean, so these are all buffs you could put on squig herds because they're not command abilities, etc. So, yeah.
What about them point grots you said earlier where you had all the...
point grots, yeah.
Wait, sorry, someone pointed something out in the chat. They're not a unique unit, right?
No. Yeah.
And it doesn't say this is limited like once. So you could have 3 units of this and stack plus rend 3 onto a big unit of 60 shooters.
No, you can't.
Tell me why I can't.
Nathan, can you?
I'm just reading again.
Tell me why I can't.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Once per turn in your hero phase, this unit in the Gobblepalooza, you can only benefit from this ability once. I'm sure it says that somewhere.
Yeah, once per turn. No. Pick one of the following effects. No.
It doesn't say that, does it?
No.
Did they forget the sentence?
They forgot the sentence. They forgot the very,
yeah, you would be paying for 3 of them. They're 145 points each.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
145 points.
They did 145 points.
Unit
I'll walk around with a Gobblepalooza in my pocket.
4-up ward. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Pete reckons the core rules will stop it. I'm sure that'll get FAQ'd.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't rely on that. Anyway,
but it does mean you could put, if you have 2 Gobblepaloozas, you could have multiple +1 ret. So I could
you could give them the rend and the pedal potions to like the Mangler Squig. So then his balls and chains are rend 3 and he's on +1 a hit and wound.
Wow. Okay.
And if he's got the fancy false teeth, his jaws are the same. 2s and 2s, rend 3, d6 damage.
Okay. I bet 1 box of unpainted clan rats. It won't be FAQ. That's our new currency in the chat. I've just decided 1 box of unpainted clan rats is now what we bet. Gobbleploos are out of stock anyway, so you can't buy multiples. So fucking suck it. Oh yeah, so
Right.
so Nathan, that would be 335 points for Ren 3, 6 wizards, and 45 wounds. Stop laughing! It's not funny!
So the Gobblepalooza is out of stock in America. So is the Loon King.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mangler Squigs you can still get.
All right. Is there anything else that this stupid unit can do?
Yeah. So the spells now, the 2 spells which are pretty good.
Right.
So you've got Mesmerize. It's only range 12 though. Casting value of 6. This is from Boggle Eye, your favourite fella.
He's actually fucking love Boggle Eye. He's running around. Mesmerize. Sorry, carry on.
So now he's going to run around and do Mesmerize. So you cast it on an enemy unit, and until the start of your next hero phase, that unit cannot issue or receive commands.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah,
wait, do you roll a dice?
Yeah, you have to cast the spell.
Wait, do you do this? Oh wait, it's a spell. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on a 6 though.
Yeah.
It's on a 6.
This is like you have to include this unit in your book because it's just like it does everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you'll struggle for points, to be fair, because there's so many other things you want to include.
Okay.
I think, see, that's the thing that I'm noticing. And when I had a flick through it, I was like, it's going to be tough to build a list, but you're going to get so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like the trick with building this list is that there's so much good stuff, but where in other armies there's so much good stuff and it's all high points, so you're making sacrifices. Here you're going, how many units of Gobblepalooza can I afford to take?
Yeah, like, I'm so excited. You got like Scragrot doing 2 spells. You've got a Trog boss with a spell up his bum. And then you've got like these guys running around just causing all sorts of mischief. And you've only spent like 45 points and you're having a great time.
Yeah. Scragrot and this, 300 points for
I agree. This is great
casts.
though. This is great though, because I think the Gobblepalooza like should be almost auto-included in the army. Like
they are
they're
the
kind
best
of
mod.
Yeah, they're like a gang of bards, aren't they? Just causing nonsense,
But
right?
they're almost there, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you got Shrewmancer.
Yeah.
My favourite little model. His spell, Fungoid Cloud, casting range also 12 on a 6. And then that is a -1 to hit bubble, basically the 12-inch -1 to hit bubble, the same as what Sneaky Distraction was.
Right. Okay, wow!
This...
So they've got Sneaky Distraction built in.
Yeah, so another Sneaky Distraction.
So yeah, it just means you don't have to ever take an Arachnarok now. You just like take this instead. So now they're doing an AOE 12-inch -1 to hit bubble as well.
Yeah. So running up behind your blocks of
this whole thing is 1 unit though. So if I take in the sub-faction with +1 or the reroll, whatever it is, the sub-faction with
then they just re-roll.
No, because it's 1 unit, isn't it?
But it's wizard. The words on that one is wizard
per
to
spell.
wizard.
So each model is a wizard, so it's going to be re-rolling next to itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Amazing stuff. Okay, this is great.
Yeah.
They're very cheap compared to other units like that have come out recently at that point. That's incredible. The value you get out of that, like that has to be an auto include, right?
Yeah.
It's close. It's close to. I mean, if you're going for like a pure squig list, then you might not bother because there's loads of other buffs that you can put on squigs that you don't need.
Okay. All right, give me the next one.
I think it has so much play. Just like even if you are playing defensively, you know, like to competitively like delay someone. I think you're going to see it in every list.
Okay. All right, Loon Boss. Let's go.
Pretty good. Well, so if we're doing the
wizards. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do the Madcap Shaman. Basically the same as it was before. So it does 1 spell. Once per game, it can do an extra spell. If it costs a double, it takes G3 mortal wounds. And then its spell is Night Shroud, which is cost on a 5, range 12, pick a Gloomspite Gitz unit, and they become -1 to hit from missile weapons.
That's good. That's good.
So it's a good spell. I mean, he's the little 4 wound dude. Hasn't got a ward save. I think he's got cheaper now. I think he's only like 70 points. So if you are running tight on points, it's not a bad shout. But I don't think you'll see as many madcaps as you used to. In the old book, you would have to take madcaps if you wanted to use the artifacts, whereas now any wizard can take them. So
okay, so probably no madcaps for us.
You probably won't see madcaps because the fungoid is still you get better value. So the fungoid cave shaman, you still get the 4-up, generates extra command point.
Yeah.
So you've lost. That's one thing we forgot to mention on the Light of the Moon. You used to get command point if your general was under the Light of the Moon. You don't get that anymore. And I think you're going to want command points galore anyway.
So do you feel like you're going to be a little bit more CP hungry and like you're having less of, and you're producing less of them as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Scragrot, the Scragrot ability is nice, but the fungoids generating on the 4-up, you're going to want that to happen.
Okay.
So he does that. He's lost his 4-up ward save, but now he can't be targeted from outside of 12 inches.
Okay.
So probably the 4-up ward save was slightly better. I'm not sure. Not being able to be targeted outside of 12 is interesting though. But then with the Galician champions rule, I don't know if that would worry so much. Because you probably won't be able to target him with shooting anyway. What else has the fungoid got? Oh, the fungoid spell is great. So, remember Spore Maw.
Wait, so sorry, Nathan. Tell me that one more time. The bit we just missed. You said it again. I was trying to find the war scroll. What does it do again?
So, he's lost the 4-up ward save that he used to have.
This is the fungoid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he used to have a 4-up ward save. That's gone.
Yeah.
And now, but now you can't target him with outside of 12 inches.
You can't target a fungoid outside 12 inches now.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That's amazing. That's great. Love that. Love that.
So all those galley snipers just wanting to pip him.
It's just like, no, fuck no. Okay, that's
Nah.
great. That's great.
Piss off.
Because he's a good galley champ this version, but that's just generally good wholesale, right? Like,
Yeah.
Also something people are going to forget. They're going to like ambush. You can screen nicely with him. He's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Outside of 12. He's nice for that. And then his spell, so Spore Maw. Spore Maw is now range 6 inches. Whereas it used to be D6, I think.
Yeah.
And now it does D6 mortal wounds. Don't have to roll for it either.
So some of you may not know this, but Nathan won an event when Gits were at like a 25% win rate by casting a D6 mortal wound AoE spell called Spore Maw through the portal.
Well, it was D3 at that time. Now it's D6.
So wait, it was D3 mortal. Well, like so, Techless is like 18 inches, right? Anything could fucking go. And then Nathan's like, okay, D6 inches and then D3 mortal wounds. But now it's flat 6 inches, D6 mortal wounds.
Yeah. So it's the same as the realm spell, basically.
And that's on his war scroll. Is it on a 4-up?
No, it just does it straight up. Like I think from what I've seen, it's just straight up. Yeah. I've not seen the actual scroll words, but the words that I've seen written have been that's what it does. It just does D6 mortal wounds.
It just does.
in this battle pack now, you can do the realm spell, which is D6 mortal wounds, in an AoE, and then this in AoE D6 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. All right. What's is that all the wizards over?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Zarbag?
good.
Range, yeah, it's cast on a 7. Yeah, he's the screens, the slideshow that from that AOS coach just says it just takes D6 mortal wounds.
Yeah, they've clearly sent an like the influencers, people on NDAs, now aren't allowed to show everything. So they're now men who read most of books or show most of books. So we unfortunately, and that's been true across all of the early content creators, whoever they might be. So now they're a little less useful to us as people. Their only use, obviously, being showing us words previously. Thank you, Dark Lord of Cheese, for resubscribing. So that's a bit of it. Like, I mean, whatever. I mean, it was always a bit moronic to give. I mean, even if they put like behind Warhammer Plus, they were like the reveal video. Like, you would subscribe once a month to like see all the rules early. So that makes sense.
I think the thing that I find interesting is because like I've heard people and they're all like, oh, it's this, it's that, it's NDAs. Why would they leak it? I hate leaks. And I'm like, because like if you look at things with scripts, like talking about my industry, right? We all get scripts. They've all got your name watermarked on it, and nobody leaks it because your job and your continued employment relies on it. But when you give influencers and content creators something early, even if they're under an NDA, what you've gone is like, here is what you need to continue being relevant and making money. So you're like, usually it's like NDA is up here because maintaining your industry is up here. Whereas NDA is down here because revealing stuff and leaking puts you up here and makes more people want to talk to you and interact with you. So it's never going to work.
Yeah. Anyway, just an interesting thing now. So like that'll be for the future. So that's good to know. Okay.
I did miss a wizard out. Actually, I forgot the Underworlds guy.
Zarbag.
Zarbag, and
don't put him in a corner.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good actually now.
Ooh.
You never used to see him before. I think he's still about 180 points for him and his little gang. But this dude, his sniffer spite at the start of your hero phase, roll a dice on a 4-up, he can cast an additional spell. So half the time he's casting 2 spells.
Okay, that's
so
pretty crazy.
Not bad.
That's good.
Not bad. And he has got 2 spells on his war scroll, and they're both fairly interesting.
Okay.
So you've got the Jealous Hex, which is a range of 18, and it's cast on a 6. You pick one enemy hero within range and visible. And then until the start of the next hero phase, they ignore positive modifiers to hit rolls, to wound rolls, and they ignore and save rolls.
What? Ignore positive modifiers to hit rolls, wound rolls, and save rolls until your next hero phase.
Yeah, a hero.
That's good into like a god character. So into Archeon or something. That's so good. How? Okay, all right. Hold on.
Yeah, or a Maw Crusher, anything like that.
Okay, so he can cast one spell, potentially cast a second spell. What's the second spell, Nath?
So the second spell is Face the Bad Moon.
This one is great.
Cast on a 5. So it used to be range 3. It's now range 5. You pick one
range
enemy
9.
unit.
Range 9, you mean?
Range 9.
Yeah. Sorry, it's range 9. And if it's cast, that unit must retreat.
What?
If it is impossible for the unit to retreat, it takes D6 mortal wounds.
So it must retreat. So you can.
So
get
if
yourself...
it's in, you can get yourself out of combat, or if it's just sat there and it's not in combat with anything, it can't retreat. It just takes D6 mortal wounds. Or if you've surrounded it.
So he's what, 180 points?
Yeah, because he comes with a little band of dudes, so a little
comes
screen.
with a unit.
Yeah, a little unit.
And how many points is he? Was that right?
Yeah, about 180, I think.
Oh, that seems fair. That's fine. 180 is fine.
That unit gives him a bodyguard rule as well. I think he gets like a 3-up bounce.
Okay, there's how many wounds in the bodyguard unit?
So there's a squig.
Probably
there's like 8 wounds, 9 wounds, something like that.
So he's a 13 wound wizard for 180 points.
And I think it comes with a Fanatic as well, that unit. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is that a little change? Okay. All right. We got to pick up the pace. So okay. So load of spells. So out of them all, you think that you're going to probably be taking a fungoid a lot?
Yeah, fungoid and Scragrot is auto include, and probably a Gobapalooza.
Oh, definitely a Gobapalooza. I'm not even counting that as a wizard. It's counting it as an auto take. Okay, so then what are other characters? We've got a Loom Boss.
So yeah, you got Loom Boss. So the Loom Boss, the main change there is his his command ability. When he does the all-out attack command ability, he just includes that mortal wound ability that he used to have before. So 6s to wound, do a mortal wound in addition. And this is to any Moon Clan unit as well. So he can be doing it on all those squigs.
They're going to have 50 attacks from a unit of 5, and they're going to be doing mortal wounds on 6s to wound.
To wound, yeah.
So they are now skinks.
Oh no, they're much better than skinks because. So that's that guy. There's also the Squig Boss.
Nathan, if I have to go back and review skinks again from that video where we reviewed skinks the first time, and you said it was a real problem, if you remember.
Yeah. Well, listen to this problem. So the Squig Boss can feed them yellow.
Is Squig Boss a character? Yeah.
Yeah, he's that new character. The Squig Boss can feed them the yellow lurker. So 6s to hit to a mortal wound in addition.
Wait,
unmodified.
Say that again. Squig Boss with Nasher Squig. It's got released as Squig Herd. That one.
Yeah. So he's got 3 buffs he can choose on giving a unit, and the yellow lurker one gives them a mortal wound when they roll a 6 to hit. In addition. Yeah. So it'd be 6s to hit, 6s to wound, plus all the other attacks that they do.
So 50 attacks from a unit of 5.
Yeah.
That do 6s to hit, do a mortal wound, and 6s to wound, do a mortal wound, and then
in addition.
And then you could make them rend 1, and then you can make your opponent have -2 save.
No, they come rend 1.
So you make them rend 2.
Yeah, and then you'll make your opponent -2 or -3, and so that they can't modify their save either.
There is also nothing saying that these don't stack.
Are they slow?
Oh, what's slow?
The squigs.
Squigs. No, squigs aren't slow.
What is happening? Wait, so they've made combat. Okay, let me get this right. They've made combat. Okay, so we're talking about Boingrots, right? Because they're the ones who can take the command ability.
Yeah, or you could do it on Squig Hoppers.
Or Squig Hoppers. Okay, so Squig Hoppers or Boingrots. Okay, and so just to make sure I get this right, you can give like several extra attacks, mortal wounds on 6s, mortal wounds to hit into wound.
Yeah.
And then they can yeet himself up the board, and then they rally on a 4-up.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can give them a 5-up ward save. You can do all sorts of things. So, yeah. That's the thing. There's too many things you can do to them. It's
my God.
Dan, we've got one thing going for us. All the Gits players are idiots, right?
Yeah.
You can put out like just a war chanter on one side of the board, then your whole army on the other, and then we're like, oh, I'm going to charge that Gorgon and that one war chanter. Like, that's all we got going for us. That's all we've got going for us. Okay.
The only thing is they all want to lean into the chaos, right? So we just need to find a way to like
encourage that. Yeah.
Like, honey pot them over to do something else.
Because they are absolutely horny for it. Okay, it's fine. Okay, all right, okay.
It'd just be like, it'd be really embarrassing if Squigs killed
Archeon on the first turn.
Yeah.
So we might as well finish Squig Boss. So he's a little character, the new little character. So he can feed mushrooms. So these buffs can affect the Squig herd because they're not command abilities.
Okay.
You pick one unit within 3 inches, and it's in the hero phase.
This is a squig boss who does it.
Yeah. And they can apply one of the following effects until the next hero phase. The same unit cannot be fed a batch of mushrooms more than once in the same phase.
Sorry, I did miss that. They can't stack. No stacking.
No. So you can either give them +3 to move, the unmodified 6s to hit do a mortal wound, or you can give them +1 attack. So those are the 3 mushroom abilities. So it's real hard to choose which one you're going to do. And I guess it's situational, depends what you're up against. And then once per battle, at the start of the hero phase, he can release the squigs, and all of the squig herds within 12 just make a normal move.
Wait, in the hero phase?
Yeah, at the start of the hero phase.
All the squigs. Okay, go on, Dan.
So here's the thing: if you've got Scragrot says turn 1, Moon moves into the center of the board, so it's the whole board, right? So
it can only move at the end of the turn. So it starts off turn 1. Yeah.
But as long as you keep them in that quarter,
or you can just start the moon in their quarter.
Yeah, true.
Where their army is. Start the moon on their side of the board. You run into the light of the moon, and then you just
you do a 12-inch. You got 12. Then you move 12. Then you run, making sure you're in the light of the moon, so you can now charge. And you've probably done all the things to give you +2 to run and charge as well. So you alpha strike with every unit of squigs in your army.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
Thanks. I hate it.
Eddie Make says, "I'm telling you, I've done the math. I can get 36 squigs into your deployment." And then Hugh in the chat says, "Not if I have 2 times 36 in my deployment." What are we? Oh no. Okay. What's next? Loonboss and Giant Cave Squig. We've done him. No.
You can mention him. Basically, his ability is he'll activate after he fights. He activates a unit of Boingrots to fight. Okay. So, not that strong an ability. He's quite a bit more fighty than he was before. So, if you're going to push Boingrots, possibly for an extra bit, but I mean, you would rather just take more Boingrots, I would have thought. So.
Hold on, Nathan. Sorry. So the squig boss with Nasher Squig, yeah, the guy who either adds 3 inches to your movement or does the mortal wounds or any of that. Yeah. How many points is he?
80. So cheap.
They've done the Seraphon.
He's very cheap.
They've done the Seraphon. Right.
He's like a skink priest.
We're gonna see, like, you could take one of them for every unit of Boingrot Bounders in your army, and not even.
Oh God! They've made Boingrot Bounders battle line now as well. Boss with the Giant Cave Squig, so the old Skarsnik model.
Yeah.
Again, he hasn't got the command ability that the Loon Boss has got, so probably won't see him. He's got a weird ability where he can gobble a unit at the end of the combat phase. If you want to go down that route, you're welcome to. It's a bit like putting a model in your pants, but you can call it a gobble.
A big
instead.
Gobble. A big gobble. I mean, don't we want a big gobble? I'm very confused.
Sometimes you do. He hasn't got his own command ability. And he's got a weird battle shock thing, which is pretty crap, if you ask me. Basically, he can set his squig on a unit. It'll do D3 mortal wounds. And for each wound, it adds 3 to the bravery of the unit. So, but then the mortal wounds will also make your bravery worse. So, basically, it's be like saving one dude for every one that you eat.
Oh, he's going to be like 40 points or something, so like just take him, I guess. I can't believe they've absolutely seraphoned this book, Nath. Like 80 points. That's how you know. 80 points for the guy that does the buff is great. Okay, so what happened with Fanatics?
Fanatics. So the Loon Smashers are basically the same, except you can take them in a bigger variety of units, I believe.
So okay, you mean so? And what you mean by take them in is you can embed them inside of a larger,
hide them into units,
inside
yeah.
a large. Okay, so they still block line of sight, is what they do.
Oh no, we're talking about the Spore Splatters.
Smasher.
Oh, okay. So
I was talking about the Loon Smashers. So the Loon Smasher Fanatics.
Yeah.
Is one I've not seen the warscrolls for, but it's been hinted that they can go in a wider variety of units, so they can possibly go into, like, the Gobbapalooza could harbour them.
No, they can't.
Etc. etc. So
wait, so
5 guys standing there, and somehow there's a dude with a gigantic ball and chain.
No, there's 5 of them. There'll be 5 fanatics inside them.
One inside each pocket. But
just
also,
they're pretending to be backpacks, like just hiding on the back of each one, being like, "Yep, just nothing to see here, just me and this gigantic ball and chain."
Okay.
But also, it used to be when you killed the unit, they would die, but now they just get set up. When the last guy is taken off, they get set up within whatever the thing is. So
okay,
yeah.
So which is a huge buff.
I don't have.
That's a huge buff.
Yeah, and also now they can get buffs from everything else, because all the buffs are much more relaxed.
Okay, yeah, of course. So like they can also get like +1 rend if they wanted to.
Yeah. Or you could put the Loon Boss mortal wounds thing, all out attack with the mortal wounds on.
Do they have the Moon Clan keyword?
Yes. They used to have the Moon Clan keyword and the Gloomspite Gitz keyword, but they never had the Grot keyword.
But so can I rally them?
Yeah.
Oh no. Wait, what? So wait, so I've put 10 Smasher Fanatics inside the Gobbapalooza. I've then yeeted them out.
Yeah.
Killed a ton of dudes. Lost 9 of them. And then I'm rallying that unit on a 4-up.
Yeah.
This is
good times. and you didn't need to spend a command point to do it. That was great.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even spend a command point.
Yeah, and you didn't roll a dice either. Like,
how much are? Do we know how?
Do
we know how much Smasher Fanatics are now?
Yeah, they are. Fucking hell, these are all over the place now. Loon Smashers are. Loon Smashers are 110 for 5. So pretty good, pretty good.
110 for 5.
Yeah, they got better and they got cheaper by 20 points cheaper.
All right. So Nathan,
but
just go on.
Their big brothers are here. Their big brothers are called Spore Splatter Fanatics.
Wait, do they do something else?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Spore Splatters are going to be there.
So Spore Splatters were the ones that I used to take. They block line of sight, which they used to do.
Yeah.
They give +1 attack, which they used to do. But what they used to do was they used to do at the start of the hero phase.
Yeah.
They'd make everything holy within 12 +1 attack. Now they just affect everything within 9 inches. So you move them to where you're going to be fighting. And then they'll give +1 attack. And now it's just Gloomspite Gitz units.
So so I could put 5
anything in
Spore
the
Splatters behind some trolls.
Yeah.
And give them +1 attack on all their melee weapons.
Anything inside the Gloomspite Gitz book. Like the keyword bingo has just been thrown out the window because these guys, I think
this is the keyword lottery, is what it is.
Yeah,
you guys have won it. Yeah, the bonus balls come up. This is Euro Millions. The whole thing.
Like they also Loon Smashers get the +1 attack. The trolls, the spiders, the Ale Guzzler Gargants.
Shut up, Nathan.
And I mean, it's good, but you've also the Spore Cloud is still so useful blocking line of sight, especially when they've got to move after deployment. So you can use a 2d6 move to string out, even just turn 1 to defend. If you've got 2 units of these, you can effectively stop turn 1 alpha strike very, very easily, or shooting, like heavy shooting. Like
he's got a pre-game move
They've
Pre-game
got a
move.
pre-game move of 2d6
Yeah.
inches.
Yes.
And they block line of sight behind
They
them.
block line of sight. Pre-game move. And how many points are they?
Okay.
90 points.
I like how you didn't even let me guess. You didn't. You're too
Why?
excited
Well,
to
you
say.
would never have guessed that.
I would
Nobody
never have guessed that. I would never have guessed 90 points.
Yep.
Right. Okay. All right. Are the trolls good? People keep telling me that I have to read something to do with the Trogoths. The Fell
Yeah,
Waters.
so-
What is it about
so
the Fell
yes.
Waters?
So the rock guts are pretty much what they were before.
But
Smash
now
the
they've got a
fuck out of-
4-up armor save.
Yeah, just tougher.
Yeah.
By like loads tougher
Yeah.
because they heal better, more reliably, and better armor save. Obviously, got access to all these other buffs that
Right.
everybody's giving them, +1 attacks. The all-out attack command ability from the Trog boss includes +1 attack to them as well.
Wait, so I can get +2 attacks on trolls now?
Yeah, so they used to smash stuff up just doing 2 attacks at -2 rend, 3 damage.
Yeah.
But now they're going to be doing 4 attacks quite easily, -5 rend or whatever the hell, 3 damage. So, like, units trolls are just going to delete whatever they are nearby. But then...
Wait, okay, but so wait, are you talking about... Wait, are you talking...
Those-
You're talking about, like, you're talking about rock guts.
The rock guts that
How
everybody
much is
took,
a unit of 3 rock guts?
160.
And there's 12 wounds in that unit on a 4-up save.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
With a
okay.
5-up ward save.
Okay. Yeah. I know that, Nath. Yeah. Thanks. Because yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Good.
Then the Fell Waters. So they've got just a -1 to hit bubble, which is 3 inches now. It used to be you had to attack them.
Wait. So they've got
Now
nets as well.
They got nets, but bigger nets, because theirs are -3 inches.
Wait.
It's 3 inches,
3-inch
-1.
range, yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
the nets are now reduced to 1 inch.
Okay. Wait. So hold on. Wait. Let me before we go any further. So a unit of 3 Fell Waters, right, are 4 wounds each.
Yeah.
On a 4-up armor save or 5-up?
4-up,
4-up. They can't get a ward save.
they can, but they don't come with a ward save on their ward
But they get it from the snufflers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Right. Tell me about. Go on. And how much?
And then
How much are 3?
So 160, same as the rock guts. So
Okay.
they in combat they've got twice the number of attacks.
Who the Fell
And
Waters do?
Yeah.
4
Rend
attacks.
1. Yeah. 4 attacks. Damage 2, rend 1.
That's great. So, they're basically a bull, an ogre bull.
Yeah. Well, and just like obviously +2 attacks because you give them all out attack. So 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
All of that. So loads of extra attacks as well. Extra rend available from the Mommet and everything else. But also, if they vomit on somebody,
Which
so
is
they're
their shooting attack. It used to be quite
shooting
good.
attack, which used to be quite good. Now it's extremely good. So similar profile. 6-inch range though is the problem.
Yeah.
But if they vomited on somebody and they've hit them with vomit,
Yeah.
that unit then becomes -1 save for the rest of that turn.
Yeah.
And they cannot modify their armor save positive direction.
Wait, so they're gonna wait. So wait, is that include? So wait, is that after the vomit has gone through?
Yeah, after the vomit's gone through. But I mean,
Until when?
so until the end of the turn.
Till the end of
So
the
it'll
turn.
affect that following combat phase because that's in the shooting phase.
Wait, but
Or
also,
you
but what if I
also if you
vomit on
then
something
shot-
and then what if I vomit on
Shoot
something
it
and then
with
shoot 'em with
shooters.
shooters?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
Ren 2. Wait, Ren 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, everyone is saying it's until your next hero phase, Nathan.
Oh, I thought it was until the end of the turn. Ah,
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
Archaon's just chilling out there, and then a troll runs up and goes, and spits on him, and he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, I got to take this off to clean it. And then while he's cleaning it, a Gobblepalooza goes over to the blokes holding fucking arrows made out of a piece of stick and a string that's just off of a shoelace and rubs a toad on my tiny little sharpened arrowheads of their things and goes, go for him, mate. Another dude waves his fucking puppet at them, and then they're like, boing, 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 and he dies to like tiny little rock-headed arrows because suddenly they're Rend 3 somehow.
No, the puppet only works in the combat phase, but...
Sorry, so it's only what? And the
Rend 2. Rend 2...
Wait, someone says that shooters can shoot twice.
Yeah.
Don't just say yes! What?
If there's loads of them, they can shoot twice because they like egging each other on.
So I love this. I love the vibe that they're just following along as they rock along behind, and they're like, "Oh, trolls have vomited over there. Twang, 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 twang. Rocking along. Oh, trolls have vomited over there. Twang, 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 twang." I hate it. I hate everything about
it. If Chaos Warriors with a Mystic Shield and all that defense get affected by vomit, they go to a 4-up save, and then you'd end up with Rend 2 arrows. So, you can have a unit of Chaos Warriors have a 6-up save against shooted naked.
Yeah.
Against...
Wait, well, no. If the Chaos Warriors have Mystic Shield and all-out defense, the vomit ignores positives to their armor save
and reduces it by 1, so it takes them to a 5-up. No, a 4-up.
But I mean,
4-up.
But I mean, they lose Mystic Shield and they lose all-out defense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nathan! The entire army shows you the doll.
then shows you another doll in the combat phase. I mean, yeah, you run over and just hit them with anything, and they just die.
Wow. Okay, so shooters shoot twice. Do fighters fight? Do stabbers fight twice?
No, stabbers control objectives from extra far away.
Oh yeah, I completely fucking forgot that happened. Like I completely fucking. I've only just fucking remembered about the 4-up rally. I've only just fucking remembered about that.
Yeah, because remember, you might kill half of the shooter unit, and then they're going to bring back half of that half. So they're returning 15. They've still got 45 guys in that unit.
No, you can't bring back units. You can only bring them back once. So units that have already half a unit once that.
Oh no,
dies,
I mean with rally. I mean, if you
with rally.
You could have a big unit of shooters. You could rally them back, and then when you finally kill them, they're like, "Here comes half."
Wait, hold on. Is this correct? If I take Grincrack, I can fight on death.
Yes. So he's 190 points.
Okay.
Fine, his buff is not a command ability as well. It's a dub.
Right.
So he's like a Rastafarian lad. Runs up behind them with a bit of base, and then they just start kicking it out. And then when people
and remember, as Colonel Cabbage is pointing out, unless it's FAQ'd, they can just keep stacking that Rend toad. They can just keep rubbing the frog on their arrows all day.
If you take many Gobblepaloozas.
Okay, so Nathan, I kind of like to tie this all up in a bow. Let's bring this back home, shall we? Let's finish this show. Would you say the book has got any better, or it's still brilliant and the best book?
It's still great. It's probably the best book.
Okay, but did you also think it was the best book before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's just fine. Dan, let's just ignore this idiot for a minute. What do you think?
70% overnight win rate. So mid 60s overnight.
I said this off air when the lads were getting a drink, and Nathan was having a 45-minute wee.
It was massive wee, I tell you. It was probably 500 litres, I reckon. That was great.
It's more blood than is in your body just came out as pee.
So this army's had a 30% win rate for 3 years, right? He said, it's ass kicked time and time again. It's been ignored. That's the other thing as well. It's a positive that Games Workshop are doing 3-month balance updates, let's say, right? That it's a positive, whatever, whether or not they're useful or not useful. But they've and before that it was 6 months. But they Games Workshop, like, they did try. They eventually gave him a rally, but like they ignored him for a very, very long time and just let him live in the doldrums. You know, and so like having them double and go like to 60% win rate, you can't be mad. Like, but then I'm on the other foot. You're like, just ruining competitive balance feels pretty nutty. I don't know, like. I like obviously we've got to see it on the tabletop. It just sounds cheap. The other thing as well is it's got all of the buffs or debuffs, and then it sounds cheap, which kind of feels like the one.
Yeah.
You know, like I know you said that the Loom Boss on Mangler Squigs was really, really outputty, but it's quite expensive now.
Yeah, super expensive. Yeah, it's gone up 110 points or something like that. It's gone up loads. So
yeah, but I'm a huge fan of more expensive war scrolls that do more versus ineffective war scrolls that are just cheap and that's their only quality. So like I'm positive about the book, legitimately, and not just because I printed some trolls. Like I'm legitimately positive. Like if I be the tournament guy looking at it, it's a bit of a nightmare. That like
this is a top combat army, isn't it? So melee,
shooting, debuff, and buff.
Melee, like other melee armies, gonna really, they're gonna meet somebody here that can punch them back as hard as they punch. So
they're fast. They capture at range. Like every single element that you would talk about another army having the strength, like the strength of their army, Gitz now has. Gitz has the strength of almost what sounds like every single other army all put together. And not worse. That's the thing that's fucked, right? Usually it'd be like Gits do what other armies do, but shittier. And this is Gits do what other armies do, but better. Eels, they've got squigs. You know, like every single tiny little thing that you would be like, this is awesome. It's like, yeah, but do they have this? Can you buff them infinitely? No. Suck a dick.
And Refos makes a good point, all in a Bravery 5 package. And one of the things that we're seeing a lot at the moment, Dan, is there's mainly in Stormcast. No, not even Horrorghast, although that's a good point. Gargants, there are currently, Horrorghast is a good point, Dan. If we kick off from Horrorghast, actually, there's quite a lot of units that are like stopping people from using command abilities. Obviously, there's a Nurgle artifact, but now Enlightened, which are very, very popular. They do that, so you can't use command abilities near them. Gargants, not that they're super massively representing the meta, they make it so that they shut down you able to use Inspire and Presence. There are Slaves of Darkness units that will shut down Grots being able to like hold objectives and also them using Inspire and Presence. So, you know, like we're seeing a bunch of stuff that kind of like counterplays just on the War Scroll sometimes. So that is a legitimate weakness in the army, but but that's the problem. It always has been a legitimate weakness. We now are seeing some actual strengths. And then and then the follow-up, just to mention it, because it seems to be very common at the minute, there seems to be like a lot of AoE style damage lists. If you take something like the 5 Velexor banner list from Stormcast, you know, that plus the Comet, that could probably
hand out a bit of damage, yeah.
Yeah, that can hand out like a lot of chip damage all over, but then again, they've got like 3 rallies not requiring a command point every fucking turn.
Yeah.
But it's if they lose their heroes, then they're to those AoE damage. If it's taking out the heroes, then they're gonna.
That'll be it. It'll be AoE damage to pop heroes. Which
and
is where suddenly.
Go on, Dan. Sorry.
I was going to say suddenly Stormcast order lists with this book I think has raised the stocks of the what's his name Galmaraz Hammer of Sigmar wielding Prime. The Prime, because dropping him turn 1 and using him as a mortal wound catapult. And changing it, like just going, cool, turn 1, I do 3 mortal wounds to that character. Turn 2, I do 1 and he's out. So I think you'll see some stocks going up there too.
Yeah, I agree. Like, again, we haven't even talked about the battle tactics or the grand strategies, some of which I assume are super easy. The conversation for us, at least as a show, and talking about this in a competitive setting about battle tactics and book tactics is kind of like out at the minute anyway. I don't really talk about them a minute because I don't personally even let them be at my events. But that is there is currently a question mark on that because I'm just off the back of running my very first Galician Champions mission. So Nath, as a Gits player, finish us off. Like, how do you feel? I'm not even talking about strength. Do you feel like they've actually made your army feel like it plays the way it plays? Like, how do you feel about it, like, overall?
Oh, excited just to try out all this new stuff and just run around and just slap people off the board, which I'm assuming, like, from reading, this is what the feeling I'm getting. But obviously, in practice, it's probably not going to be as easy. And when you're writing lists, it is hard to choose which of the buffs you're going to take. But because there's so many sources of them. We didn't touch, like, the sneaky stuffless giving you the 5-up ward, the spore splatters, all of that. It's just which ones are you going to go for, because you can't get them all in. Well, yeah, which is fair play. I mean, you wouldn't want to have all of those buffs on a unit. That would be insane. But yeah, no, just want to get out there and play the games. We didn't really go into the Spiderfang side of things. It probably is still the weaker side of the book, but it has improved a fair bit. So I would like to see how that plays as well at some point. But yeah, I just want to get my Gobblepalooza out and the boys and see what they do. So yeah.
I'm glad. Well, yeah, so I personally will be doing a more, like, in-depth review, but also guide of this book once everything comes out, because there's actually loads of stuff to talk about. Like, there's loads of, like, damage charts to work out. There's loads of points, like, lists to write, practice games, and some other stuff. And at that point, I'll be making a more comprehensive video you'll be able to see on YouTube. And I'll be talking to people like Nathan and other Gits players around the world about stuff like that. And that's what I'll do. And eventually we'll end up doing some army masterclasses and stuff on them. So looking forward to that in the future. At the minute, though, like, legitimately, they've sucked for so long. So fucking let them shine. Like, bounce on, you crazy kids. Just have a great time. Just go out there and just be whatever you want to be. I'm excited for it. Not, obviously, actually in my personal life, because I have to play Nathan lots. But other than that, like, go for it. Dan, you got any shout-outs before we head out?
No, I'm good. I'm going to shout out Gits. I'm super excited that they finally are going to be worthwhile killing. That'll be really satisfying for all my dwarves. And I'm also kind of stoked that Bravery and Battle Shock are coming back to the game after I feel like we went through a very long period where everything had multiple ignore effects, and armies that should have been weak against, like Skaven and Gits, had all of these immune to battle shock effects. I'm going to be excited to see them not only die, but then return for me to kill again, and then flee from my dwarven beardy might.
That's it. Time.
It's just more times. The way I'm looking for the positives. I'm looking for the positives. I get to kill them so many fucking times.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what I see.
That's fucking cool. That is fucking cool.
I've
Nathan,
killed this guy already.
Yeah,
I've killed him already.
It's just you kill him, and then his brother comes out and goes like, "Not Fred," and then you kill him, and they're like, "Fred too, no."
Legitimately, I'm going to play Nathan one time, and he's going to rally the Gobblepalooza from, like, completely, like, one dude left to the whole unit back, and I'm going to lose my whole shit, right? So I want everyone on the internet to be prepared for that day. Right now, I'm happy for him. First time, fine. Third time, furious. And Nathan, any shout-outs for you?
I'll shout out the Gobblepalooza. Come on, lads, we can do this thing now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to shout out the chat. Thanks for joining us live. I'm going to shout out the writer for this. Yeah, like, I like how he's got locked down. He was on his own. He was like, "Fucking, let's go." Let's go. Right. Hi, Rob. The Twitch videos saved to YouTube as well. Yeah, you can listen to all of these shows back on YouTube. We have 3 YouTube channels. We have the Honest Wargamer YouTube channel, the Honest Wargamer streams, where a lot of our stream shows like this go on. The Honest Wargamer is more for edited content now. That's a 2023 mission. We also have a podcast. You can listen to them all as a podcast if you want as well. And then there's the Honest Wargamer Clips channel, which is where you can go find clips and other bits. So go find them. He does clearly watch this show, that's true. Thanks everyone in the chat for having a great time. Thanks everyone on the Wargamer Patreon for supporting the show. Couldn't do it without you, so if you do want to help support the show, please do join our Patreon. That would be really awesome of you. You do get access to early stuff. And thanks very much. See everyone soon. Goodbye.